introduce us then. I think
Okay.
Flair will do the intro.
Yeah. So finally, times for the power rankings. That's really exciting, I think. We are 4 people here today. It's me, Flair. We have Evan hosting the stream for us. Thank you. We have Setsu. Say hi.
Hello.
And we have Caterpie.
Hello.
So 4 different coaches from 4 different teams. And we are here to put our thoughts on all of the different teams in 3 different like stats. We have V for versatility, we have C for cuteness, and we have S for synergy. A is like the average of all of our scores, and T is like the total score that you get, and it's what we rate the teams after. So yeah, the first one is actually my team. We got first in the draft order, and I'm quite happy with it. We can switch over and like begin with looking at the draft order. I think so. We actually started with picking up Sandile. What is everyone's thoughts on this? Many thought we were going like Grookey or something.
Honestly, I think Sandile is like a really strong Pokemon to start with because it has access to Intimidate as an A rank, Moxie if you get like the ball rolling, Anger Point if you can crit it. Probably not gonna be.
We didn't include that in our draft plan, but I think
maybe
Moxie
get
is
some
just
Frost
fine.
Press. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got a lot of really useful abilities, really good typing, really easy to weakness policy proc it as well, I think. And there's quite a few options where you can just Ice Shard into it and just really be a scary threat.
Yeah, that's quite nice. What are the general opinions on this team? I don't want like go overboard. It's my team after all. So, what is everyone's thoughts on this team that we drafted together?
Okay, I think I'll go first. Seems
Yeah,
like
do that.
it goes with you can see the letters up here. We have Flair followed by myself, and then S is for Setsu and C is for Caterpie, right? Yeah. So I really like the cuteness aspect because it makes it fun. And for me, I oh no, I actually ranked this team like 666 overall.
No, that's me. I ranked
Oh, it's
666.
Flair. Oh yeah, I ranked it 776. Yeah, so I thought like wait, what did I rank low? Synergy, right? Yeah, I thought synergy. There were some like types missing, which is
What
steel.
types do you think? Yeah, we really wanted the steel type, although the last one was sniped like just before our pick, so we were quite sad about that. We wanted
It's a good.
Meow.
Yeah, I thought Minchino was good because it gives you the what's it called, the ghost immunity. And wait, I can't remember there's something else missing that I thought was important. No.
I mean, we don't have a like complete fantasy core at all. We only have the fairy part, so maybe that's something we could improve.
Yeah, but I thought the like double fairy types with sort of good enough fairy coverage should be good enough for a team. And fairy types are really rare in this format for DPEC. I think it was like nah, because I realized that bug, rock, bug, ice are missing, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So I think the most crucial one would be steel, but I guess you can easily have steel coverage everywhere, and then I think Sandal would be one of your strongest attackers. Then the last thing I wanna like maybe say from my perspective about your team would be, this is a draft without an S tier, but the A tiers are so solid that they will carry the team really well, and you don't really need to bring them all the time, like strictly bring Sandile, McBee, and Duskull. I guess you can switch to the team order anytime, right?
Yeah.
Then and the B tiers can also hold themselves well, and some of them can even Dynamax and do good impact. Yeah, like
Yeah,
all of the
absolutely.
B tiers, I would say can Dynamax anytime. So this is the mark of a sort of a good draft that is well balanced with good stuffs, and you don't really need an S tier to make it look super scary. With these three A tiers, and then the 4 B tiers alone, I think it is very threatening. Then in every game we'll have to bring 8 and choose 6. And you can see up here on top, any of these mons can easily come and carry themselves throughout the game. I think the first the first 7 mons we see here on screen, even the Rogan Lorela and the Spheal can sort of do good impact with their stat moves. I think the coverage is really fantastic from here. Yeah, that's what I have. So I thought maybe I could have ranked it a bit higher in terms of versatility. Yeah.
Setsu, what's your thought? Or Caterpie?
Oh no, go ahead.
Let's move on with Setsu then. Let's move on with Setsu. So we have a flow.
Yeah, let's go in the order. Yeah.
Oh, I give it like a middle score because I like okay, but I don't find it like really like surprising or really cool that much. I know player likes Sandal a lot.
Yeah.
But overall I think it's quite solid, but nothing too much to say. Like I don't see like some very crazy combos or yeah. That's pretty much what I thought. So I give like 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's fair enough. I don't know if we have like some like super threatening.
Like I can
like,
see like
duo.
Woobat doing weird
Yeah,
stuff with
Woobat
weakness
can
policy
be very
and stuff.
scary. Yeah.
Woobat is
Its weakness policy is like +4, right? In each
Yeah.
stat.
It's really terrifying if you can get it rolling, and the fact it's got max airstream can really
Yeah,
like
and it's kind of fast also.
Yeah.
yeah, base 72 I think.
Like you have fast
Absolutely.
options, you have slow options, but yeah, it's very nice. Also, Spheal's very cute.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
love
I
its
see
favorite
that. I see that Setsu
Good
gave
10.
the team a 10 out of 10 score. Oh, I just realized that you guys did the mascot pick with Spheal.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Nice.
Power
okay.
move.
Yeah,
Very
definitely.
powerful.
How about Caterpie? What do you think of the team?
Yeah, so I really like that this team has both a fast mode and a slow mode. You have things like Magby, who is really fast. I think his base 82 off the top of my head. Can get really fast will-o-wisp, sticker level, rock types, physical Pokemon. And has like a lot of combinations where you can just bring in a Pokemon like Spheal beside maybe Woobat and just Ice Shard it. Same with Sandile. You have to respect that as well. And obviously you got Impidimp who can lower special defense with fake Tears, fake things out, paralyze your Pokemon. It's like really tricky Pokemon that can be really useful. And more or less, if you can get the Trick 'em up, you can just spore things,
Yeah,
which is
that
really
is
threatening.
true.
But I can see like a lot of little combos here and there, and as long as you position your Pokemon correctly, it could be a really threatening team. And Clauncher, it's sitting there. I had it last season. I think it's got like a lot of potential that I maybe didn't bring out, so I'd be really interested to see how it goes with that as well. So,
I
yeah.
think like Specs or Scarf Launcher is super scary. Like Specs Launcher probably just blows everything up.
Yeah, with Airstream at the side, yeah, it could
Yeah.
do stuff.
Yeah.
I never see much of it, so
Yeah.
It's got a lot of potential for sure.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Do we feel done with this team, or is there anything else we want to discuss?
anything else?
I'm trying to think like were there any combinations or like combos, right, that you guys planned because you were the first seed and you usually you tend to pick your mons back to back. So I'm curious to see if there were any strategies. So you went for like MacB and Woobat, and then Morolal and Impidim, Double Fairy, Duskull and Roggenrola. So that's your Trick Room mode. Your blatant Trick Room. Yeah, your they don't really seem to have very obvious combos from what we saw in the D-Pack metagame. So that's kind of curious. Do you guys plan for it, or like you guys really wanted to pick mons that suit your team?
Well, we kind of wanted to do like, oh yeah, we can pick this duo now, but kind of like the stress of like knowing we need to get this fake outer now, kind of like and such, like kind of destroyed that flow. I think it was quite interesting.
Yeah, we could see that, right?
How this worked out. It was very stressful being in the first slot because I really wanted to like pick duos, but it wasn't doable just due to us knowing like, oh yeah, every water type is going right now. We need to pick that one.
Yeah, so I would say that the Duskull plus Roggenrola will be the most blatant combo, and I could feel because I've been in this position before at number 1 slot, that there was a lot of stress to pick the correct tools for your team. So that makes a lot of sense.
But I don't have any other comments. Do you?
No, I think we're good. Let's see how the total score looks. So it's very average, I guess. In the middle of the bunch, Setsu's cuteness and Caterpie's cuteness brought the ranking up. So yeah, but I still think this team has, like what Caterpie said, a lot of potential, and we'll really see it perform as the weeks go by. Brett's Loaf is saying something in chat, right? About MacB that shouldn't be in A tier. Oh. Yeah, I think the MacB is gonna put in so much work because it's really very powerful. And if you lead it in player 1 slot, because we're doing double battles, turn 1 you can just Dynamax and the pressure is really there. And you can use 3 full turns of Dynamax to take out 3 mons. Then there's only 3 more left for the opponent team to deal with. Okay, looks good. Good luck, you guys. Esther as well. Nice.
Let's move on
Definitely
to
scary
the
team.
second team. So, the Phantom Menace. Hey, Raltsart. So this team is fun, I think. And I don't think it got a scoring which reflect that. It's got a lower rating than I expected, but the team is really solid, I think. Let's see.
Is a draft order?
Yes. Do you want to draft order the team overview?
This is up to you, Flair. Yeah, I think talking about the draft order first, then after that you switch to team.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Would be cool.
So they picked Scorbunny first, which I think is a decent pick. Like Scorbunny has some very varied offense, and Libero is such an amazing ability for an offensive Pokemon. And then they picked Skrelp, a really like awesome Trick Room sweeper if you have a like bulldozer user, which is awesome, I think.
Which is actually Phantom, right?
Yeah, exactly. Then they proceeded to pick that Pokemon in Phantom. They're also their mascot. After that, they picked up some really valuable C tiers, I would say. Matchup Vanillite and Chalmet got some really good utility. Then they picked their last bees as tier and Solosis as a second Trick Room setter. A really interesting Pokemon. So I quite like this draft. They have only one Intimidator. Yes, that's correct, and that is true for most teams. But I generally like this draft. What are your thoughts, Steven?
I like the strategy. From here we saw the draft order of picking up the C tiers and getting as much value from C as possible, then finally leaving enough points to pick up an A tier in solo Cs to round out the draft. I think that was really well executed. So like sort of GG's with that aspect. And I really like the type that this team picked up. So I think I made. Why did I? Man, I think I just was very harsh at for the early teams. Because this was fire,
Yeah.
water, grass. Oh,
Yeah.
there's no fairy. But the steel and the dragon are impressive. Yeah, I think Meowth
Yeah, I agree.
could help the team a lot because of fake out. And it can actually max anytime. And then Dino is interesting. Oh, I realized that Dino doesn't have levitate.
Yeah, it
Dino.
has
Yeah,
hustle,
It's
okay,
hustle.
okay.
which is amazing.
Hustle's very nice.
Then for me, this team's cuteness is not good because
Yeah, honestly, I
because
agree.
Oh, no.
because they look
Uh,
these mons look too fierce. Like the Skull Bunny is sort of alone over here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
only
someone
otherwise,
is cute.
otherwise I
Like
think
maybe
most of the time you can see if I'm scrolling down, right, the highest speed stat is Skull Bunny with 69, nice. But like
very nice.
this kind of means
I
that
was
this
waiting for
team
that.
yeah, so this kind of means that this team will almost always want to go the trick room route or try its best to max airstream, but it can be quite easy
Yeah.
for an opponent to always outspeed and move first before this team. So it can
Absolutely.
yeah.
it has to watch out for that. But there's one pitfall for prepping against a trick room team is that if they randomly scarf something, like just so happens if they scarf the scrap, right, and just do
Yeah.
super a lot of
Ooh,
damage,
that's scary.
yeah, it will really catch opponents off guard. So that's something that this team can have going for them. I think in general, like covering a lot of the types with Score Bunny in a creative way can be cool. And lastly, this is like a standard 1S, 2A tiers. Oh, you can go back to the team order, is it? Right, then we can
Yeah,
see
team
that
over.
this is gonna be a draft structure that you guys will see a lot of times because this is how the points the budgeting works. So this is 1S, 2A, 3B and 4C. This looks very pretty like this. And
Yeah.
this is very well balanced in some sense. And I think these C tiers are gonna put in a lot of value because most of the time you will see at least two of them in team preview, and I think they can still put in some impact. I think City Cobra kind of helps in terms of switching the weather, but I'm not sure how exactly it works because I used Sandaconda in a multi-battle league before. It can be really cool because you know that you cannot target that slot, like sort of maybe like even player 1 or player 2, right? You cannot target that slot because at any time you will set up the sand because there is that City Cobra switch in. Then I thought that was
That's
quite
actually
cool
really
when
interesting.
when I
Mhm.
used
That's
it.
really interesting.
Yeah.
But overall,
The sad
Mhm.
thing is that there's not a lot of like
weather in this game, right?
weather
Yeah,
teams.
True.
Like
Yeah.
there's like one weather team, I think.
Oh,
and
that's
not a
true.
whole
Kind of.
Like, yeah, my team has a hail setter, but that's about it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, 'cause
maybe
the
like
optics didn't actually get picked up.
yeah,
Sorry.
so in some sense
No
it
worries.
can be like switching in a City Cobra to maybe break a sash, and that can be useful. Sometimes I'm not
Yeah.
sure. We'll see how this plays out. But overall, I feel like every mon has its place on the team, and in a multi battle they can carry themselves pretty well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think my versatility score could have been higher.
Yeah.
Okay, on to Setsu, because you rank this team rather
Yeah.
low.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
ranked it quite low because I don't really like the speed stats. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
Scorbunny is only like 69, and it's not
Nice.
like the fastest thing. Yeah, it's nice.
Like they have one Pokemon above 50. in speed.
Yeah,
That's
the
really
speed is
low.
like
Oh.
also not
So it's
that
sort of
low
hard.
either. It's like kind of weird in the center mostly.
Yeah.
And like so most of the time they have to set up trick room, right?
Yep.
But they kind of lack the tools, I'd say, like the reliable tools. With only Meowth helping with like fake out, but Meowth is only like 40 speed, so sometimes the opponent's fake out is faster, and you don't get to do anything.
Yeah, true.
So that's why I give it kind of a low like versatility score. But
Because of the speed.
yeah, because of the overall speed, like
Yeah, makes sense.
distribution, and for the synergies, I really like the synergies though. Like if it happens, like you see Meowth, right? Meowth has actually rattled. It can be a very, very fast
Wait, I
steel
totally
type.
forgot that thing has rattled.
Wait, does it have? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
it does.
shakes,
It's
but
here.
It does have a rattled.
Yes, rattled, and you have like Vanillite. You can give it a scarf. Like
Oh,
scarf
that's so
icy
true.
winds, scarf beat up. Oh man, you
That's
will see
so
this Meow
cool.
flying, and like
Oh,
it's
that's
a
really
very
cool.
cool combo. And also like scarf icy wind can help with like they know, maybe
Yeah.
some other mons. I like the few picks here, but yeah, that's why I give kind of a okay like synergy score. I
Yeah.
like the small combos inside,
That makes
and
sense.
like if they get it off, yeah. So it's kind of a thing to look out for.
Yeah.
Caterpie, CR.
So yeah, the one thing I like about this team, because it's kind of going on the slower end, because of how the base stat totals work, whenever you have a low speed stat, you're usually going to have like a lot more bulk to spread around on
very
the
true.
base stat total. The fact that it's like a bit more dedicated to Trick Room, even if the speeds are kind of middling, I think you could take advantage of that versus really quick teams. You've got Solosis, who is base 105 special attack, while having a decent bulk to back that up as well. And Magic Guard, so you could give it a life orb, I think it could be really threatening. And you kind of have to respect Dino for having hustle. It can Dynamax and do a lot more damage than you might expect. You might see it 4 times weak to Fairy. I can handle that. And then it just hits you with a really powerful attack, and you're like, okay, maybe I can't handle that as well as I thought. But I think there's like a lot of like combos there. Vanillite gets Ice Shard, so if it wants to proc any policies, it can, and it can get really scary in Trick Room, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to chime in on Caterpie's observation about the team being very bulky. This is more or less a hard Trick Room team. This team is the fourth, like it ties with Danger Noodles for third and fourth of being the highest BST average. You guys get what I mean? Right, so if you take all the BSTs from all these mons and average them, it's a total of 305. So that's pretty decent, right? Because a lot of the DPEC mons are about 300 to 360 range. So this shows that the like what Flair said at the beginning, the C tier picks are really of good value, and I think I can see them putting in a lot of work to help the team, especially the Vanillite that all four of us are talking about. The team with the most BST is my team. Oh, shoutouts to Julian. Are you there? Julian made this table for us with everybody's stat
I saw that
averages. And
It's really cool.
yeah, so my
That's so
team has
cool.
333, and then second place is the Hoenn Musketeers at 316. So being at third and fourth, right? Yeah, so for the Phantom Menace being at third and fourth at 305 is still one of the higher teams out there. So this team will have bulk to back it up. Yeah, so despite the opponents moving first, right, you can always catch people off guard with a weakness policy or with a Dynamax, and that means that this team has this going for them. Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's a really bulky team. I love bulky teams, so I'll watch the season for this team.
Yeah, so good luck for this season.
Yeah.
With Score
Good
Bunny.
luck. Scorbunny is so fun to use. I love it.
Scorbunny.
Yeah. Should we go on to the next team?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Or are we ready?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Next one is Lake Trio.
Hey.
So, this team is quite interesting, I think. I gave it quite high scoring in versatility, as you can see. I really like some of their speedy options and some of their slower options.
Remember to switch it to the draft order.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, but right off the bat, we can already see that this is a standard 1S, 2A, 3B, 4C team. So it's quite a what's it called? Good stuffs, like well balanced in some sense. Okay, go ahead, Flair. Wait, do we
Flair?
lose Flair?
Where did Flair?
It's
Did his
probably
internet die?
No, I don't think
What?
so. Okay,
What?
Flair, continue.
Alright.
Yeah, sorry, internet had a little wonk.
Okay, phew. There we go.
Okay, so they began with the Frillish Fairy Seed combo day one, which I think is pretty cool. Like, it's a very solid trigger mode, and Frillish has these really powerful water spouts. If you dynamic Frillish, you can set rain, so Fairy Seed doesn't take as much damage. Later down the draft, they decided to draft some sun Pokemon like Helioptile, Charmander, and also Cherubi, which I think is really interesting. The Noibat has Sunny Day, so that's one alternative for setting it up. Does something like Zigzagoon also get the move? Because they have
one that's
Yeah.
both weather moves.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then Zigzagoon is also a really good weather setter, I guess. They have the Tailwind from Noibat as well for speed control, and the Pancham is really threatening. Pyroblast can be really cool as well with the No Guard, Mega Horns and such. I quite like this draft. What's your opinion, Evan?
I thought some of the C tiers might be a little bit too late, so I'm surprised they didn't go for.
True.
Are there a lot of pranksters in this in this format? Cause then
there's 3 Pokemon.
Yeah, I think they didn't manage to pick up that. You can see here from the draft order, they kind of went for this sun strategy a little bit late, and that can be kind of linear, so people might know it's gonna come when they see the leads of this team. But I guess that can be something just at the back, cause by themselves, I would say Helioptile and Charmander are kind of very reliable Dynamax options by themselves already, so you don't really need that
They don't
sun.
need the sun boost.
So the sun is kind of hopefully a bonus. I believe the Cherubi can do it too, but then again it's so slow. So wait a sec, the Cherubi doesn't have Flower Gift. So it's just a grass type. So I don't think the sun is that important for this team. Then overall, I think just generally good tools. The start of the draft is good with the Frillish and Pharaoh Seed, like Flair said, with good enough speed tiers and bulk to sort of help the team a lot. So the team centers around this really strong Fire, Water, Grass core. Frillish is really scary, and I think it deserves to be in S tier. So hopefully we'll see it put in very good work. Then finally, I like the kind of tools that the team has in general. This team doesn't have Fake Out, so that's worrying for the late game. But Noibat has Frisk. Does Noibat get Tailwind? Oh no, I don't think so. No.
It does get Tailwind.
It does?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
then
right.
that's good. Yeah. then that's
Yeah, it's
good.
really good.
Then Friedrich gets Trick Room. So in general, yeah, the first half of the draft is really impressive, and I can see the team kind of using all these mons a lot, because these tools are just really helpful.
Yeah,
What did I do?
I agree.
I like the cuteness of this team. But it's not the top for me. Then for me, I thought the synergy was actually quite impressive. Oh no, Setsu
Yeah.
is like on the other
On the other
spectrum.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move
Okay,
on to
you'll have to explain this for us, Setsu. Go on.
Personally, I don't really like this draft because I feel like at the later stage it went like a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like without fake out, I think it's a really huge minus for me.
Yeah.
I like you see Noibat and like routes and like the trick room setters other than Finish. Like you all
Yeah.
need some kind of support for it. And
Yeah.
like the general lacking of speed control is kind of iffy for me because Charmander and Helioptile they're not chlorophyll, right? They they can only boost power, but the
Yeah.
speed is also like okay, it's not bad. It's better than 69, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
so yeah,
it's-
Loaf of Godly Bread in chat is saying that the Pharaoh seed kind of contradicts the team, because all you gotta do,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like, if you
agree.
get rid of the Fringe,
It's-
then you can just keep spamming fire moves on the team. Even
Yeah.
Helioptile
Yeah.
doesn't appreciate it.
It doesn't
then
resist
The
fire. So
then the
Yeah.
rest of the team doesn't really resist fire too.
everything
Okay.
kind of just dies to fire types, other than
Yeah.
like Noibat resisted, but it's also like really frail.
Yeah.
You know.
They don't have.
And-
I think like their fire matchup is pretty scary.
Yeah, but luckily, Deepak is not a very fire dominant.
That is very true.
Yeah, for
format.
sure.
Yeah, like I always say Deepak is like Sinnoh. You don't see fire
Yeah,
types.
they think it's like
There's no fire types around.
Yeah, very true.
And yeah, mostly that. And I don't like that they picked Frillish and Pharisee, then kind of went to the sun direction. And
Yeah.
it does take a lot of take quite a bit off from my synergy
Yeah.
chart. Like overall,
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
fair.
a bit like messy. It's a messy draft for me.
Okay.
So yeah.
What's your thoughts, Caterpie?
So I kind of like that they went for Frillish Pharisee right off the bat, because that's two really bulky but potentially very powerful Pokemon. Pharisee, if you get in the right position, if you can get rid of those very few fire types that exist, one on a team at most, it can just sit there. It can just bulk up its defenses. Leech Seed it can be really hard to
Yeah.
get rid of. I also really like Helioptile as just a really versatile option for different weathers, because you can set up the rain with it and help both Ferroseed and Frillish with water boost, or you can have
Yep.
something else set up the sun and you have solar power access. And obviously there's 3 specific Pokemon that really benefit from that, but I can
Yeah.
agree that those two kind of modes, the rain and the sun, kind of clash with each other, which is a really good point. And I feel like some of their end picks were a little weak, but I do think Charmander in the right hand, Carablast is quite strong as well, and
Yeah.
heck, even Zigzagoon has some potential because it can pivot.
It's
really
a
fast,
really
it's
nice
stealth.
Pokemon, I think. Actually.
Zigzagoons is a very good support, I think.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It has amazing options.
Yeah, like we were considering it near the end because we needed like an immunity to Ghost, but we decided go for something else. But I do think it's a really good pick
Yeah.
as like a late game option.
All
But
right. Yeah.
Waltz was
Your
one-
team had. Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
No,
no.
you,
I was
you
just
go.
gonna say that Ralts is felt a little bit weak purely because its base stat total doesn't really let it use its move pool as well as it could. But
Yeah.
it's fairy type and it's really hard to find fairies. Anyway, sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah. Just a comment about your team had 3 ghost weaknesses and
Yep.
0 resists, right? Okay, we'll
Yep.
come back to that later
Oh
then.
boy.
Yeah. But generally, I think this draft could be really solid. And I know they had some like time zone issues as well, so they had a tough time coordinating. So we, yeah, the messy part is like really understandable, I think.
That makes
Since
sense.
there are some communication issues. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see the C tiers work, right? Because
Yeah.
every week you are forced to bring 2 of them at least in team preview. If like a well played routes or Zigzagoon carries the team, I'll be very impressed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds good.
Overall, I would say still kind of somewhere near the average, so not the worst score in general. So
Yeah, absolutely.
with that Freelish and the Pharaoh seed being really strong, hopefully that helps the team. And good luck to the Lake Trio for your run.
Yeah.
Multi-battle run.
Should we
sure,
go
for
on to
sure.
the fourth team?
Okay.
And that is your Lipard in April. Oh, wait. Yeah, your Lipard in April. That's a like really cool team. I think the last pick Scraggy was amazing. I think Scraggy is such a good Pokemon.
Oh, I love Scraggy so much.
And they also have the option of like Shadow Tag Gothita. Let me change over to the draft order real quick.
Nice.
So they begun with Gothitas, the first pick, which I think is really good. They get like Shadow Tag, they get the Fake Out, and so many like good combos could be made out of that. Then they picked Meowth, which I also think is like a really good pick, as it allowed us them to get a really good Pokemon. I think. It's such good support. So they already have double Fake Out, which is amazing. Then they picked Sislipede, a really good new addition to the B tier, going on to Yangmo-O, which can do like Iron Defense, body press stuff, I believe. So that's quite nice. They get a secondary Trick Room setter in Slowpoke, which I don't really see why you need 2 Psychic type A tier Trick Room setters. Then they go for some really good C tiers, I think, including Badu, my love of the punch format. I totally
Badu,
love
my
that
beloved.
Pokemon. Yeah, it's my beloved. And then the Scraggy last turn, of course. That's amazing. So, what's everyone's thoughts on this draft?
Yeah, this is a very well executed draft strategy. You can see at the start, trying to be as conservative as possible because first pick drafting A, that's okay, right? But then second and third pick, honing in on the one of the best B tiers out there. And I think the Sizzlipede, did it get pushed down to B?
Yes,
Right?
it
Yes,
did. Was
then
A
then
last
that
season.
was quite very well identified, and I'm curious to see it work. I've seen it Dynamax quite a few times when I was playing in DPDL. Then you see, not
Yeah.
like keeping it these teams, the how do I call you guys? Lipad? Yeah, so keeping the Lipad score as high as possible, sorry, the points as high as possible to make the draft very flexible. I think the Slowpoke could have been something better. Like, I'm not sure what other A tier water types there were at that time, but in the end, I think the sort of the trick room strategy is very prevalent in this team, and if they set it up, I think they can be quite unstoppable if they position well and time their dynamics well. Cause trick room is actually very no pun intended, very tricky in a multi-battle format. You have to always plan ahead of time which slot is gonna dynamics very nicely when Trick Room comes in. There's only 2 redirectors in this whole meta game, so the that strategy is very linear. You redirect, like follow me trick room, you set the trick room up and then you get that guy, the trick room sweeper that probably holds a weakness policy to come in and sweep and on the correct turn when it can Dynamax. But for this team it seems to be a little bit tougher. So like looking back, I think the Slowpoke might even be a useful pick because the Slowpoke, after setting up Trick Room, if it has very good health, it can even Dynamax at any point in time.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
be the useful Trick Room sweeper. So I'm curious to see this work. Yeah, I also like to do the set Trick Room and then wait for 5 turns to end, right? And then at the last turn
Yeah.
you max Geyser,
Mm.
then later you get the Horsey to switch in. But this is very tricky in a
Ooh, that's fun.
it's very very tricky in a multi-battle format. So
Yeah.
hopefully this team kind of pulls it off. But then overall I thought so for me I thought the versatility was very cool because I could see a lot of useful combinations. And then I thought the synergy I think I could have given it a better score because the types that were collected are quite impressive and they can be useful for the team. Okay, how about you, Setsu?
Everyone should know how much I like golf.
Yeah,
Right?
Golf is amazing.
Yeah, golf is like one of my favorites, but personally, I'm not very impressed with the draft because I think it can be a lot more oppressive with golf as a first pick. Like, I would
Yeah.
really want to see some like very high damage S tier, like I don't know, like
Yeah, I agree.
Elekid, Scorbunny, you know, these kind of things alongside with golf. It will be very like very strong turn one, and the
Yeah.
opponent can't really switch. And I like the weather with weather and golf also, but sadly in DPAC we don't have much what you call it, natural setups.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember to switch
Yeah.
to the team order. You can see the Scraggy on
Yes,
top.
will do.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
There we
Sure.
go.
And the overall, I think like the damage part might be a bit lacking.
Yeah, I thought about
It's
that
kind of
as well.
yeah, it's kind of mediocre. I like Igglybuff. Igglybuff has like Friend Guard and also can do Parasol. Parastrap
Yeah.
is a thing,
All right,
but
that's true. That's cool.
Yep.
yeah, I like it, but it's super frail and
Yeah.
I don't know how well they can execute it. But as long as
Yeah.
the opponent has only like 2 mons left, it's a win.
Yeah.
All right. And the rest is okay, like Rhyhorn.
The
Rhyhorn
thing,
has Lightning Rod for Horsey, but there's only one, okay, 2 Water type with Slowpoke also.
yeah.
It's okay. I kind of like it, but
Yeah.
could be better. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Caterpie.
So one thing I really like is the late game picks. I think Horsey is just a really cool pick to get that late into the draft. It has
Yeah.
amazing special attack, Swift Swim, Sniper, if you want to make a reference to the draft itself. But no, it can be really, really strong if you can get like things set up. And it got mentioned Igglybuff having Power Song, something you might not take into account in the late game, and you can get trapped by the Power Song, and that could be your team over. But I think overall it just has like a lot of Pokemon that have a lot of potential, and you can trap a Pokemon in that's really physically reliant and then intimidate it so it can't switch out and reset those drops. You've got obviously the Lightning Rod was mentioned to help the 2 water types, especially Slowpoke if it wants to set up, and then get the Trick Room mode in. Yeah, I think there's like a lot of things you can do, and especially with Gothita, I think you can trap specific Pokemon in and then kind of like target them down aggressively with that. But yeah, I do agree that there's not as much offense as you could get.
I kind of like... Oh, whoops, sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to say Scraggy is like a really bulky S tier. It can roll up the damage, but maybe not steal it. But Scraggy my beloved, I love it as a Pokemon for sure.
Me too. So
yeah, I kind of
like one thing I thought about is like Gothita is really good in multi battles, as
exactly
you can
that's
like
what I wanted to say.
tie them down and like focus one of the player slots, while the other player can do like nothing if they get a Pokemon in the wrong position. And then it's all of a sudden a 2v1. And that is a huge advantage.
Yeah, I think that was so good that they picked it first, because you get that kind of, you've got the Trick Room option, it can get Fake Out. You've also got the option where you can like start it with turn 1, have like a really specific Pokemon you're going after. If they lead with it, you can switch in on the other slot to a Pokemon that can really handle it well. And there's not much they can do if they don't have like the presence to kind of take out what you're planning to switch in on that. You have to lead very specifically to avoid being trapped by something like that, I think, which has really got a lot of potential.
Yeah, agreed.
I have some like trauma and flashbacks when Caterpie, you guys made that Scraggy team with the Caterpie, right? And then turn 1 Dynamax Scraggy is really oppressive. And this team can easily do that, like by trapping the opponents. If you are really able to turn 1 max and then take out either the player 1 or player 2 slot, like what Flair said, you take out 3 and make full use of your Dynamax turns, then you immediately force a 2v1, and this team really has the potential to do that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's so scary though. Like, I think Gotita and the final pick of Scraggy just gel so well together, and I think this team will really be the team to look out for in our league.
Absolutely.
Man, the more we discuss, the scarier it becomes.
Dun dun dun.
We'll have to see how it does in the season. It's very high rated. Should we go on to the next team?
Yep. Good luck. Your live part in April.
Oh, Setsu, it's your team.
Oh, it's my team. Yay.
So, like, you have a really interesting budget, I think.
Yeah, we went for
Yeah,
2
it's
A's
a
and all B's.
heavy B tier. This is very unique. I think it's the only structure in this league.
Yeah, it's the only one.
And it's very special because we already went through like 3 or 4 standard, tier structure teams. Okay, Flair, take it away.
Turn 1 pick, Purloin. Amazing. I love that. Purloin is such a good support Pokemon in D-Pick. Next up, Salandit. A really good offensive Pokemon, I would say. It also has some really good support options. Next up, Shinx. Intimidate. Always good. Also, with these 2 A tiers, you get double Fake Out immediately, which is amazing. Double Fake Out will be like the teams with multiple Fake Out users, I think, will see huge success since Fake Out is so useful in multi battles. Then they have like Pokemon
to kind of explain what Flair is saying, right? Because you can sort of predict who is going to Dynamax. So it's very obvious to always fake out the player 2 slot, because in turn 1, only player 1 is allowed to Dynamax. So there's sort of half of the the predictions to be made, right? Like who Dynamaxes on turn 1.
Exactly. And they also have like Pidove for the Tailwind, which is of course very nice. And they have Remoraid for those water spouts that we're all fearing.
Oh no.
Yeah, these really fast and powerful water spouts are so scary. It can also go Hustle for an offensive set. It has 65 in both offensive stats. So it's a really good, like, both physical attacker and special attacker. Its coverage is amazing. That's my thought on the team. Also, the Clink Baltoy combo is pretty cool. Like, Baltoy can set up Trick Room and then bulldoze the Clink, which is pretty much like a mini Metagross with Clear Body.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on the team.
Nice. Wow, that's like... Yeah, so really I really think that anyone in the team can come. I'm very surprised like the team still managed to pick Baltoy and Snover towards the end. I think Snover
that's crazy.
not that important, but then Baltoy is can be very useful in this meta. Although like stacking up the psychic types, I think it doesn't really matter. This team is scary in a sense that you don't know who's gonna come, and
Yeah, you have no idea.
during the prep phase, it can be quite tough for opponents to prep and prepare for everything this team can bring. Yeah.
Agreed.
For me, I gave the score. Yeah, I gave the team very high synergy and versatility. It's not cute, right? Yeah, this team is not cute. That's why I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
give
not
a
that
lot of.
cute.
This team is not cute. I only gave a 3 to myself.
This team is. Oh my god, really nice. Yeah, this team is fierce. So,
It's like super not cute. Maybe Shin's.
I'm curious to see how it works out though, because I've never really seen a pure a pure B tier draft. Put in work. Yeah, I'm
Oh, S tier draft,
very
yes.
sorry, no, pure B tier. So I'm very curious to see how this is gonna work out. I think
Yeah,
this
me
team
too.
will really have to use the dynamics really well, and make full like impact of like from the 3 turns of dynamics, cause like you can identify only one or two mons that do the damage, right? That sort of carry the team. The rest of the mons are kind of um support. You have Fake Out, you
Yeah.
have Sleep Powder, the threat of Sleep Powder, you have Tailwind, Trick Room, but they kind of like just support the team and don't do the like crazy amount of damage right off the bat on paper. So the team will really have to use dynamics well. Maybe this is giving me flashbacks because I played against Setsu
Aha, you remember.
twice, and they don't do damage. They always
Yeah.
like try and use disruptive moves to kind of stall out your dynamics, and then try and go for the late game sweep in some sense. I think this really reminds me of sort of Setsu's play style in a sense when it comes to
Yeah.
multi battles. So I'll be curious to see how this plays out.
Yeah,
Okay,
I agree.
yeah.
Setsu, do you have any personal
Yeah,
thoughts,
so,
or should we skip to Caterpie?
I want to talk about like why we drafted 2 A's and all B's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I want to hear.
So like at first we were drafting like we had like steel types in mind. Like we really wanted Whole Edge,
Yeah.
and it got drafted way earlier than we thought, and we had no choice. So
Yeah.
we just went all B's and snatched whatever we can. And like
That's amazing.
we also wanted Dano. Dano was like taken away like just before we wanted it.
Yeah, and all
Oh,
of
I-
like the
sucks.
D&D characters got sniped as well.
Yeah, like at
Oh
first
my
we were
God.
planning Purloin with Dano because Dano is very strong with hustle.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen, so we got Reverade, which somehow sniped Flare.
Yeah. We wanted that instead of
Yeah.
Oh, I realized
Yeah,
that my
so-
team we were the culprits, right? Sniping the Hornage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I was
realized.
like, oh no, the whole night is gone. What else do we pick? And I don't know, there's like a clink left, so I just took it. And with clear body, Baltoy, kind of fun things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks
I'll
cool.
give the rest to Caterpie.
Okay, so firstly, I must have weird taste for what I find cute because I give it quite a high cute score.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. So let me
Oh,
explain
damn.
that. How I
9.
did the cute score was I went and looked at all the Pokemon. I was like, okay, you're cute, because there's 10 Pokemon, right? For each cute
Oh, that
Pokemon,
makes
I'll give them
wait.
1 point. So I can't remember what I didn't count as cute. Maybe
Tell us who's cute. Who's
Boing?
cute here?
but but no. Okay. Purloin's
How?
adorable. What are you talking about? Look at that
Yes.
face.
Yes.
But yeah,
very cute.
onto
Yeah.
the Pokemon themselves. Purloin, I think, is the god of versatility here because it can just do so many things with Prankster. You've got
Yeah.
the Fake Out, you've got the Thunder Wave, you've got the Snarl, you've got the Fake Tears. You can copycat Trick Room if you want to. You might not want to do it on this
Ooh.
team, but you can do it.
Yeah.
There's just so many things it can do, and it can like cripple a team so easily. It can just dismantle a lot of strategies if it's speed, special attack, you know, there's a lot that Purrling can do, and I think because you went mostly all bees, and you have the support with Flandit as a really fast fire type and a poison type, which isn't super common, and can hit things that maybe think they're safe. Anyway, there's just like a range of types. You can do a bunch of things with it, and I think just going bees, there's so many solid bees, and yeah, I think it's really solid to have all these bees as different combos. So I give it a 9 for that reason. But yeah, looks really cool.
I agree. It's a really nice team, I believe. I think this team can do a lot of stuff, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Any last comments?
I just want to say that Setsu is kind of very critical about his team, so I expect
it's a really good team.
I expect the team to put in a lot of work, but like I said, the damage output is not threatening right off the bat, so it can be abused. It can be abused by opponents. We'll just see how it plays out. I'm not very sure. Like right off the bat, what things would happen. I thought the speed tiers are mostly fast, and I'm very curious to see how that plays out. They just like attack, then hopefully do good enough damage and kill mons before they attack back. Yeah.
Everyone knows my playstyle. We play against each other too much.
One thing that I don't understand about your playstyle is Prankster Yawn. I'm not sure whether you're gonna do it again.
Oh, I love Yawn.
Yawn is amazing.
Cause they always go for like they drafted Liepard the previous time, and then they went for Prankster Yawn in Big Room. That's kind of strange. Yeah, but then
That's weird.
But then using the Purloin well would be very key for this team's success.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. Let's go on to the.
Oh wait, hang on! Finally, like Setsu's Twitter about making this draft logo is fantastic. Go and take a look.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's so cool.
I love the logo and the name. It's amazing.
100% fan favorite.
I like the Hydreigon.
Yes, the N. Yes, the N.
It's so cool.
Okay, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, let's go on. The next team is the Hoenn Musketeers, a really threatening team, I think. A really threatening team. So first pick was Fletchling. That's quite good. Tailwind is always amazing. Next they picked up the Fake Out Juicer in Baneri. They still have a really fast draft. Then they pick Qfent. Cipitoro actually had Qfent last season as well, and he used it very successfully, I believe. For Mantis, a really cool contrary user, spamming leaf storms or superpowers to bulk up or power up, and then some generally quite useful B tiers backing up the team. And then last pick is the Witch Doctor Spritzy. A really interesting Pokemon. It was not drafted last season, so I'm really interested to see how it does this season. The Zoro is always cool, and I think this is a generally quite well-rounded team. Yeah, that's my points.
The first thing I want to say about this team would be almost everybody is a single type.
They have only single types.
Yeah, like
That's so cool.
if the Fletchling was something different or just pure was a rookie
Pure flying.
pure flying, then everything will be monotype. And that kind of makes things interesting because they actually managed to pick I think no, they don't have a ghost type. Yeah, so the Zorua might be a bit tricky for this team to use. But I think in general, because they did bring they did draft like towards the end the what's it called, the fighting resists for Zoroark. They do have bug resist as well. Yeah, I think the Spritzy really sort of gels the team together. Then yeah, that could just help the Zoroark just put in work. And if he can go fast and then disrupt the opponents with was it fake tears and snarl or something, right? That's what Zora usually does. I think he gets
It doesn't
teal if
have
it's
fake out.
yeah, fake tears, right? It's fake tears.
Yeah, fake tears. No
Yeah,
fake
yeah,
out.
yeah. Then I don't know what I did for type synergy. Yeah, okay, I put it not that high, but still pretty high cause like I could see the Zora put in work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's why I put it like that. Cause there isn't like, you know, like the fire type, and then but there's also the fairy dragon steel. Yeah, I think that's why I considered it to be rather high.
That's a very nice score.
I really like the
They
mons
don't have
that I
the
see.
fire water grass though.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
no
I
fire.
also really like the ones.
Yeah, no fire, which doesn't matter. I'm trying to recall what I did, cause the versatility was really high. Because like I can see the team, like all the members sort of helping each other. The first thing I went to was the Goldeen with the lightning rod. Then you can protect like fletchling, right? And in general, yeah, okay, wait, I'm like going on and off about this Zora, but the more I look at it, I remember now that I thought the Zora is really gonna help put in work.
Yeah.
Yeah. This team is interesting because it has a lot of B tiers, and yeah, because sacrificing one A slot for a couple more Bs so that they don't have to put so much stress.
I think that's pretty solid though.
They don't have to put so much stress on the C tier mons. Then lastly, I think the speed tiers are really good. Once again, fantastic draft strategy, picking the very bulky Spritzy last and rounding the team out really, really well. Okay, pass on to Setsu.
Yeah. So actually, for me, I think I didn't give too high on the synergy because I felt like they're kind of like doing their own things. I don't feel like they're really like complementing each other.
Okay.
I can see like a few things here and there, like Baneri can set up Rain for Godin, maybe if they want to go Susun. And basically it's like fletchling plus some damage dealers and we go fast. That's what I thought. What else? Let me see. I like Zora.
Yeah.
Zora's always a very good pick for me in drafts, as it can really do weird stuff, and it's like every game can be different because of it. Mostly it's a very like, kind of bulky, but I don't know about bulky Trick Room, so yeah, that's my thoughts.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
cool. So one of the main things I like about this is that there's two very clear got priority. Fake out, break Galewind, take out the fletchling before it can get the tailwind up in the first place. But then you have kind of the slower mode at the bottom, where you've got the Spritzy who can set up Trick Room, and then if you see your opponent's team is trying to match your speed, you can kind of like bring that back a little bit. And it got mentioned the Baneri, if it's in a faster mode, set up Rain, or maybe Sun to lower the power of certain moves, but I don't really see any specific Pokemon that could take advantage of that now that I'm having a second look. But I think Axew is a really powerful one. I think it's base 80 something attack. Is it 87? Like which is like really surprising from a B tier. You can kind of set that up if you can get it in the right position, and it's, as a dragon type, it's got like a lot of resists you can take advantage of. Sheer Force and Coufant is really strong in general.
Oh yeah.
LGM just a really strong pick as well. You can kind of pair it with someone that might have spread damage. You can use telepathy and just get a free turn off with that. I think it's got like a lot of potential there as well. And Clobopus actually is really interesting because it can get faint. So if you pressure a certain slot you think is going to protect or try and like save itself, you can just feint that and either break a sash or just take it out outright, which if you combine it with the right things could be really interesting too.
That's really cool. Nice. Oh, thank you, Sawamura. I just got gifted a sub.
Oh wow! Hey, thanks so much for the support.
Nice.
Yay, Claire. Okay, I played. Thanks to Mr. Fabulous for redeeming the song change. So now we're playing some DPP music. But Caterpie, really good points there. I think like what Blair said at the beginning, this is one of the scariest teams. On paper, coming out from the draft. Although we see the teams have a lot of single types, these single type mons have very few weaknesses. And I really think that the Zora can put in work and like sort of gel the team together. Like in multi-battle, you might think that the Zora can only transform into 4 of their teammates, cause it's only in one side, so you can kind of guess, okay, the Zora is gonna be this guy, but you're always gonna think twice about doing a super effective move into Zora, cause you might waste it. It can be, you know, any of the like sort of resist at the back. You can plan it really well. I believe like Captain Arrow has experience with this. I think he's gonna execute it pretty well. Yeah, and that spread damage thing was really cool.
Agreed.
Okay.
I think this team is really solid. Do we feel like we have any other comments?
Oh, the cuteness is sky high for this.
Oh yes, it's really high. And I agree. These are some really cute Pokemon.
Zoroa. See, Caterpie, I think Zoroa got more points than the Liepard. No, not Liepard, the baby cat. What's it called? Purloin.
Yeah.
See, Zora is the cute.
I diagnosed this team with cute.
Zora is so much fun.
This is the cute team.
So this is the cute team, Nice.
Cute Fant.
It's a bunch of cute
Exactly.
with LGI.
Cute Fant. Oh my god. Okay. Well, this team was really high rated. Should we go on?
Yep, okay. We're trying to look for
Next
the
team?
base stat total. Yep.
So here we have the Danger Noodles. This is a fun team. So we begin with the Togepi. Next up is Anrif, then the Duck, the amazing C-tier Smoochum. We get the triple Bird B-type Fire Water Grass Core. I love that one. And follow up with this Melton, which is really interesting. I really want to see Melton and Cosmog get used during the season.
Epic.
And of course we have Abra
being drafted.
So this draft is actually quite terrifying, I think. It has so much pressure from so many Pokemon, and like it has a really strong rain mode with Anorith, Psyduck, and Arrokuda all having Swift Swim. And like if you desperately need a water move against the team with Shellos, I don't remember what team it was. Like Propeller Tail, going around Storm Drain is really cool. I just generally think this team has a lot of pressure. What are Evan's thoughts?
Yeah, I am very surprised for like Togepi to get drafted 7th. So like the entire draft collaboratively helped this team do very well because we allowed the Danger Noodles to draft Togepi first. So it gives a lot of opportunity for setup, and I think a lot of these mons have good setup moves.
Yeah.
And then I want to talk about your like the triple water type, right? Like having that oh, it's not water type. Triple swift swim.
No, just 2.
Just 2.
Oh yeah.
Then having
Yeah.
the kind of threat of rain. And I think the Abra is the one that can do the inner focus rain dance, I believe. And it's really, really fast. So
Oh,
that can
that's
be
Rain
cool.
Dance.
I'm gonna double
Yeah.
check. Because
Oh,
a lot
I
of
had
mons
no
get
idea.
yeah,
I
a
think
lot
it
of
gets
mons
rain
get
and
rain
sun.
dance.
Oh, are you hiding? Were you hiding this from us, Caterpie?
No, why would I do anything like that?
Oh, this
What are you talking
Caterpie's.
about?
Oh yeah, this Caterpie's team. Yay! Props to
Yeah.
what's it called? The Microsoft Paint
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's
profile
go.
pics because I learned it from you guys. You guys sent it first, then I tried to do a Microsoft Paint
You
profile
drew that
pic
one?
too. Then I think the collection of types in on hindsight, although there's a lot of like kind of wait, there were repeats with the water type and psychic,
Yeah.
right? But I think
Mm.
this still gives the team a lot of crazy stat moves. I mean, Anorith is the epitome of very good stat moves and coverage.
Yeah.
And the Golett really, I think it can help the team. Then I'm very curious to see the Meltan work because I think it can work. Like
Yeah.
even though it seems like a meme that we put it in the C tier together with Cosmog, with like correct support, I believe it can just like either set up or get that weakness policy. I think it can still do really good damage. Then I'm also curious to see this magnet pool work because we never really see it like in Melmetal because it's a different ability. Last time I had that Melmetal in my multi-battle league and it was actually useful, especially in rain. So I'm really curious to see how this plays out. Then like
Yeah.
the magnet pool just draws the steel types in, and then you have good mons to threaten those steel types in Torchic and Golett to really threaten
Yeah.
those steel types. Then what did I give? Yeah, so the synergy is one of the highest there. Oh, it's kind of cute too. Yeah, I really think the versatility could have been more. So, I think this team really deserves this really really high rating. This is higher than the previous team, right?
Yeah, it is.
The cuteness brought it up. Although the previous team we thought it was really cute. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is definitely a very scary team. I think
It
we
is.
as a draft we collectively made this happen and it is our fault. Yeah.
Yeah,
letting them
it's
draft
our
Togepi.
fault. We have only ourselves to blame.
Yeah. Okay, I'll pass on to Setsu.
I really like this team. Like it's
Yeah,
not
me
only super
too.
cute, it's also very strong. Like you can see all the synergies just oozing out of the screen right now.
Yep.
Like and I didn't know that Evra learns Rain Dance, so that's
Yeah,
even
me
more
neither.
class for me. And like I like the amount of Swiss Swim users, especially Nerf.
Yeah.
It's the Swift Swim user that's not water type.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
and it's also very bulky. I
Yep.
really like it with Togepi and these kind of supports in under rain. Like all these options are like super scary. Like Aracuda has a like stupid amount of attack base.
Yeah.
Can do a lot of damage, and you have the end game Smoochum. Smoochum can do Parasong, right? I remember.
Yep, it can.
Yep, it has the end game Parasong, and there goes Caterpie being found out.
Rubs hands together.
Yeah.
And Psyduck can nullify the sun for the opponent Sun teams.
Yeah.
And it's with Sun against Rain, right? When there's Cloud9 in place, the Sun team's always losing.
Yeah.
Rain is just better on its own than Sun with weather control. And I like the Meltan. The Meltan is I'm very curious to see it.
Yeah,
See
me too.
the
I'm super
magnet
excited.
pool. Yeah, I want to see it so much. Gola is another good pick. No guard with it gets what's the move? Dynamic punch.
Yeah.
I think it gets it. It's very good. I love it. I love this draft a lot. I gave it.
Me too.
What I give?
Oh.
Full 8. Oh, I think I can give it a bit higher.
Caterpie, do you have any comments
Yeah.
on your own team?
A few. So
Please spoil
I guess
your
What
combos.
else? What
yeah,
else
sure,
can
sure.
we?
I'll kind of like give our thought process behind it because
Yeah, absolutely.
the players that I'm playing with are quite new to Baby Cup, so I got kind of like a lot of responsibility for picking the team.
Okay.
So I wanted to get to
you're the
right
champion
away.
after all. Champion
It was
of
an
the previous
accident.
draft.
It was an accident, I swear. But I wanted to get Togepi out the way right away because I was kind of scared someone else might take it because I think
Yeah.
Redirection has a lot of potential. Maybe not as much in multi-battle, I'll admit, but I do think
Still very
just having a
useful.
Pokemon that can just take attacks over here, ignore over there. It's fine, don't worry, it can't do anything.
Yeah.
So I think Abra was a bit weird of a pick, maybe.
I was
picked it
very
main-
surprised, honestly, when I saw it.
Yeah, we'd planned to pick it for a while because it's one of these Pokemon that's really fast and has really high special attack, but its defenses are so bad. You don't want it to like get blown away at all. So I figured with Togepi, you kind of have a bit more leeway to kind of play around with that really high special attack and high speed. So that was like where the Abra thing came from, and the fact that it can Rain Dance. It's got a lot of like support moves that it can also support the rest of the team with. It felt like, okay, probably not going to get drafted, so I can kind of wait till later. And I will just say, Samantha loves Psyduck. That's why we got Psyduck.
Yeah.
Literally the only reason. And then we went Bird, and I love it. I love that we got all three of those birds. That's like
It looks
the
so
best thing
nice
we
on
can
the
have.
screen, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Meltan right after Rowlet for the anime reference. That's good stuff.
That's amazing.
But yeah, that's all.
I just want to say that this is the, like the standard draft again, 1S, 2A, 3B, 4C, but the C tiers are just putting in so much work. Very well, thought through strategy, and I think on hindsight, the amount of value you get from the C tier is really a lot, and I think the team is really going to work very well because you have to bring two of them in team preview and they can do anything. Like the Golett is such a and the both of them are so oppressive, Golett and Aracuda.
I wouldn't be surprised if they brought all 4 C tiers.
Exactly, that's true. Even the Smoochum helps because it has the fake out and
Smoochum has fake out,
the
triple
sleep thing,
and a bunch of support moves, right?
What is that sleep
I just
thing?
have one more comment on this team.
Oh, it's Lovely Kiss, right? The sleep thing.
Oh, well.
No, it doesn't get it.
It doesn't get it? Oh.
Yeah,
Wait,
that one's only for the evolve one. What's this?
The Jinx.
Jinx.
The Jinx. Oh.
Yeah, that one's on Jinx.
Oh, but that's
yeah,
fine.
no
Like,
smooching.
ICV is okay, right? Yeah.
No smooch.
Okay.
But anyways, so we mentioned it a little bit earlier, but the ghost weakness on this team. There's
3 times, no resists, no immunity.
If you scroll down to the type chart, Evan, we can see that they have 3 ghost weaknesses, but no resists or immunities. So if you want to beat this team, bring some ghost coverage.
Yeah, bring some spooky ghosts. They'll be welcome.
Yeah.
They'll be welcome.
They will be welcome. So I think that is like the only big flaw I can see. Other than that, I really, really like this draft. It's amazing. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. One last thing I'll say is Aracuda as I think it was our last pick. It was
Abra was.
It's just before
Oh no,
Abra.
second to last C tier pick. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was we were like torn between picking something that could like give us that immunity to ghost, but
Yeah.
we decided that at the end of the day we want kind of like a Pokemon that can stand on its own and not just covering a weakness. Because I think if you try and cover all the resistances and immunities, you might end up getting weaker Pokemon that might not fit as well. So that was kind
Yeah.
of the reasoning behind not going straight for that kind of thing. But
Yeah, that makes sense.
That
Yeah,
makes total
Caterpie
sense.
is so shiny. Caterpie is so scary. I think this draft is really thoughtful.
Yep, it is. It's super scary, and
Okay,
I'm not looking forward to facing it.
Oh.
Not at all, honestly. This looks so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
But that's that.
VC said, thanks for the follow. And what does the A mean in? Oh, A just means average from all of us.
Yeah, it's average.
So once again, V means versatility, C means cuteness, very important, and then S means synergy.
Yeah.
The logo is also so cute though.
Yeah.
shout
so-
outs to Sam.
So what's the
It's
middle
an amazing
one?
logo.
I don't know what's the middle.
I think it's Dratini? Is it?
Yeah, it's Dratini with a dream shirt and Kate headphones, and
That's
we're
it.
bullying our friend who does not like Dream.
that's it.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing. So should we go on to the 8th team?
Mm-hmm.
The next team is Los Angeles Littons. So these were they begun their draft with sniping us. We actually wanted the Growlithe in combination with Sandile because it's really nice for like the justified beat up stuff, but also double intimidate. So Growlithe is an amazing pick, especially if you can support it correctly. After that, they picked two awesome Trick Room Sweepers in Cubone and Lileep. Very sad to see that they did not pick a Slowpoke or Frillish for classical Slow Leap or the Free Leap combo. Very well known in the pick. After that, they went out of their way to pick Mime Jr. and Poplio, some very good B tiers. And then they picked some like general C tiers. Rookidee is nice for the Tailwind. Nickit can probably be kind of cool with Unburden strats. Grubbin, I think it's like string shot, so it can go like scarf string shot for speed control, and has a decent attack stack, I think. Diglett, one of the fastest Pokemon in the draft, it's amazing. And then to round it off, they got Bergmite, a really cool Trick Room Sweeper. So they have a lot of Trick Room Sweepers, with their only Trick Room setter being Mime Jr., a really fast Pokemon. So that may be a small flaw on their side. A bit slower of a Trick Room setter would have been awesome for this draft. Otherwise, I quite like it. Evan, what's your take on it?
Yeah, that's true. The Mime Jr. I was trying to look for the Trick Room setter and I see it. Then my first impressions is that the team has a good Fire Water Grass core. So Growlithe,
Agreed.
Lileep, and Poplio. And it's very fun to see like Lileep and Cubone with both the Lightning Rod and Storm Drain helping each other.
That's true.
They can kind of exist like as a pair on the team. Then Cubone is always gonna protect Poplio. I'm not sure how impressive Poplio is in this generation because I haven't seen it much.
I mean, like Hyper Voice, Liquid Voice is always nice.
You can
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
mess with Rand.
Yeah.
Mess with what?
Rand.
Oh yes, I remember that now.
If you can like combo, I haven't actually looked to see who gets around on this team, but you can kind of combo it with a faster Pokemon and get a really fast water type.
I know Growlithe has it because I tried it. didn't really work
Yeah.
that well. But in general, I thought the Fire Water Grass core just helps the synergy go up. And then in terms
Yeah.
of versatility, it seems like the team kind of really wants to set Trick Room, because if not, then it will take damage first. But I think positioning the um, type drawing moves well can help the team. And then I would say the rookie D, and then maybe the Nikit with that fast option, with the tailwind and the unburden, can maybe like make the team a little bit more unpredictable and more versatile in that sense. Then it's
Yeah.
curious to see that the team went like S, and then followed by A picks, followed by B picks, and then the C picks are still pretty impressive. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure about like Grabin and Bergmite. I'm not sure whether they'll come that often. This team has a very strong fire weakness, right? Right,
Oh, that's true.
the fire, yeah, like okay, not really. They have good resist, but in
Yeah.
general, if you just keep spamming fire moves, then I'm not really sure whether the Grabin and Bergmite will come, and that's because you waste a lot of points at the beginning. Not really waste, but you spend a lot of points, right? With the S, A, and B, and then the C's, like you are kind of picking for straws. So I'll be curious to see them put in work, but I think the Rookie D and the Nikit would come more frequently. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see the Diglett put in work though, because it's like a mini Excadrill, and it's
Yeah.
fast with ground and steel. Then, although it's frail, I think if you kill a Mon fast, right, then they can't even touch you back.
Yeah.
It's not 55. Oh, 55 base attack. Oops. Okay, it's not that strong.
Yeah. And it doesn't get a lot of coverage kinda as well. So
Yeah, but overall, we'll always see like the first 5 Mons in action. The Fire Water
Yeah.
Grass core putting in a lot of work. And then the Cubone, actually Cubone by itself, you don't really need Trick Room. It's very, very scary.
yeah, true. The attack is like so scary.
Yeah, pass on to Setsu. What do you...
I missaw the Diglett. I thought it was Kanto because the hair is yellow and the background is yellow.
Yeah, sorry.
I missaw it. I thought it's Kanto, so the versatility might have to cut down a bit because I was thinking, oh, you have
Oh.
Diglett, like Arena Trap, you have this and that,
Yeah.
and you have like Cubone and Poplio, like both
Yeah.
knows song. You have like
Oh, that's true.
and if you pair it with Growlithe, you have like unstoppable, justified maybe. But without Arena Trap, it might be a bit different.
Yeah.
Might be a bit worse, but overall I think it's okay. Like the coverage complements each other, and Rookedy has okay speed stat with Tailwind. It can do things.
Yeah.
Naked, I'm not really sure. Like I think it's more like a support one, right? I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I've seen like in LML did someone max a what do you call that? What
The
Devo?
life part. TiVo, yeah. They proc weakness
Oh,
policy.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that Devo just went big and like wow.
But it didn't go
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I didn't
That
know
was
what-
really cool.
It could work with Absorb Bulb and Aqua Jet Poplio. I don't know. I don't think so.
Wait, let me check the attack stats of that thing.
It's very middling and it has
Yeah.
very bad moves.
Yeah,
Oh
true.
my
It
gosh,
has
28 attack,
47 attack.
47 special
For
attack.
the-
47
Yeah.
special attack, okay.
47 special is okay, but the special moves, if you go and check it
Yeah.
out, it's like nothing goes over 60.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really it's kind of weak. It's
Yeah,
not
and-
an attacker.
Yeah, I don't think
It's
so.
a supportive
It's-
poke.
Yeah, support, but you have limited ways to proc Unburden because we don't have terrain in D-pad
Yeah.
other than the monkey. But the monkey's not here.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and Bergmite
With-
could be scary.
Yep.
I think Bergmite is nice. Bergmite is like the Glacier of D-Pack, maybe.
I don't know.
Kind of.
It's probably weaker.
Yeah, like of
A
course
lot
it's weaker, but
The only
Just
thing
slightly.
I could like see is like
slightly.
with swagger. If they
Yeah,
have it.
swagger things.
Hmm.
But again, they don't have. Like, who's slower than Bergmite? Nothing much,
No one.
right? Yeah.
Oh
So-
wait, Lilip, but I don't think that gets
I don't think
swagger.
it gets swagger. Also, unless you really bulk up your Bergmite and just go with it, I
Yeah,
don't think it might be difficult to use, but
yeah,
overall I like it. I like Cubone. Cubone
Yeah.
has a lot of weird stuff that you can do with it,
yep,
and Growlithe is like always a very good pick.
yeah.
Like, Flash Fire, I mean, not maybe not Flash Fire, but Intimidate and Justified, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we go on to
Yeah.
Caterpie?
Yeah, so I pretty much agree with a lot of the stuff that said. Cubone is just insanely scary, and you're combining our attacks, and then Cubone itself is protecting Poplio from those electric type attacks. Just a really good A tier combo. And Growlithe is a really solid fire type. It's got decent speed, Intimidate, Justified. You kind of have to respect that at the same time if there's a beta Pokemon hiding somewhere. And Will-O-Wisp, obviously, to cripple the physical attackers. And I think Mime Jr. is a really interesting pick because it's
Yeah.
got so many of these kind of tricky moves. Can access to screens, weather, icy wind, helping hand. It can roleplay an ability if it wanted to. Maybe a prankster, so it could start
That's really
having prankster.
Oh, that's so
Um,
scary.
Yeah, I think Bergmite actually has potential too. If you say get into a trick room scenario where you rock tomb it to activate a weakness policy, because I think last season there was a very scary Bergmite that activated a weakness policy, and it can do a surprising amount. It has
Yeah.
decent coverage in terms of like physical moves that can boost stats. I think it gets steel and things. Can't remember off the top of my head, but it is a solid ice type, I think. And they got a really solid, really cheap Tailwind user in Urkuday as well.
That's great.
So yeah, I think there's like a lot of potential with these different synergies together. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they've got.
Yeah, me too. It's a cool team. And they got quite high scorings as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ted and Jay are in chat. Yay! So good luck for the
Weakness policy Bergmite with Ancient Power Lilip.
Lily.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Let's go.
No,
For me,
don't do that, please.
I really
And
think
gets the
What-
boost
one-
from Ancient Power. Let's go.
Oh.
Okay, let's talk. Evan,
I
talk.
really think that Caterpie really identified the beat up from Growlithe. It's always going to demand a lot of respect, and it can
Yeah.
really help sweep teams. The both the Diglett and the Nickit has beat up, right? And I think
Yeah.
it's really hard to stop. You really need to bring your fake out
Yeah.
to stop it in turn 1. But in a multi-battle, you can even do the strategy of putting the Arcanine, put the Growlithe in the player 2 slot, right? And then you protect turn 1, and then turn 2 you max
Yeah.
and whack.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that
It's-
works
it's-
really well.
You can get creative with it, and I think Ted has good experience with multi-battles. Yeah, this seems
Yeah,
to
they
be...
were in last season, right?
Yeah. So there are these sort of good strategies as long as you plan your first few turns correct. Yeah, you can always take a lot of control in the games.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I think this team is really solid. Then should we go on to the next one?
Okay.
Okay, cool. So this is a scary one.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy. These first 3 picks, they got me scared. First, the Tyrant, such a great sweeper. And then Riolo backing it up with coaching and bullet punch for the potential weakness policy. Together, with Swirlix, also an amazing unburdening user, together with the Bullet Punch from Riolo. This just really forms a so scary core of A and S tiers, which I really enjoy. Then comes some really good B tiers, I think, in Esper, Shellos, Yoltic. All pretty good. Then we have some pretty interesting C tiers. ShinyCaterpie can do some cool stuff. Zigzagoon always threatens with the Belladrum extreme speed strats. Swinub is a pretty good ice type attacker, and then they have Cosmog, which I love. So yeah, this team is really threatening, I think. At least the top 6 Pokemon can bring a lot to the table. What is your thought, Evan?
Yeah, true. So this is the top heavy. It's a classic top heavy draft.
Yeah.
Like honing in on all the very strong mons, and I think the S, A, and B tiers will really put in a lot of work. I think even Jotic is quite prominent in the D-Pack metagame, right? Yeah, you can.
Wait, what Pokemon?
Jotic.
Yeah, Yoltic is pretty good.
Has
I
been
haven't seen
putting
it's
in
been
work.
used that much though.
Not that much. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe
Kinda
it can
scarce.
help the team well. Then this is kind of the drawback with going for all like sort of the most value picks from the top tiers. Then the C tiers
Yeah.
kind of become stragglers. But props to this team for still picking up the Cosmog. Because it's cute, right?
That's
and
amazing.
it's very creative. So hopefully that plays out. Then I think the Zigzagoon can do work by itself. Yeah, so I'm curious to see how that works. But overall,
me too.
the threat of just the Riolu, Swirlix, and Tyrant, like what Flair has mentioned, will make an impact in the preparation phase. You always have to prepare for like the many combinations that can come out of this. Like even the Swirlix can be the Maxmon with that bullet punch thing, right? The bullet punch unburden. Because this has been... Wait, does Riolu get bullet punch? Yeah. So this has
Yeah, it
been
does.
done
Definitely.
before. Yeah, this has been done
So
before.
that makes it super scary.
D-Pack, yeah. Then otherwise, yeah, so like the other team members, like in the C tiers, 2 of these mons have to come. And like it's either they come very early in the game or they try their best to hold themselves well in the late game, and it can be quite difficult. So I would expect like maybe the Scorpy and the Zigzagoon coming Scorpy and Zigzagoon coming more often than the rest.
Yeah, I agree.
Then in terms of type synergy, there's no fire and grass, right? So a lot of work comes with that Tyrant putting in that rock and dragon coverage that is very difficult to resist, all of Tyrant's move. And you partner it with like Swirlix, anyone. Then Swirlix also has a good move pool, so it's really being carried by the top 3 mons, but you really cannot underestimate them.
Yeah. Agreed.
Let me see my score. Oh,
Yeah.
relatively high.
Setsu. Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Oh, Setsu ranked the team at the opposite spectrum. Why do you think so?
Yeah, I feel like it's too one-dimensional, like the team. It doesn't have a lot of options. Like I see like maybe 1 mode, 2 modes, not a lot of things. Like also, it doesn't have Trick Room, right? Oh, it does. Esper has Trick Room.
Yeah.
But
not that many viable Trick Room sweepers.
Yeah, no. Like it's mainly for like maybe in prison or something.
Yeah, true.
But
I don't think it gets in prison. I thought it did
doesn't?
last season, but no.
What?
Oh damn.
Oh, that sucks. Then it's even more iffy. If the opponent has a good way to set up Trick Room, they this team might get into somewhat of trouble.
That's very true, honestly, and
Yeah.
I can see that weakness.
Mm-hmm. Like I like Jotek. Jotek with Compound Eyes has a 100% accurate Thunder Wave.
Oh yes, Thunder Wave.
It's a
Ooh.
very, very good way of controlling speed control.
Yeah.
Like,
Does it get Electro Web as well? I think so.
yeah, it does.
Oh, okay, cool.
Electro Web, Thunder, T Wave. That's what I used to run with like Scarf or something.
That's why I thought it was common.
Yeah, but it's not really common actually. It's super disgusting, but not that common.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you think the max mon would be like either Sorix or Tyrant, right? And nothing much else. Riolu is pretty much support. I like it as inner focus. Inner focus bullet punch
really good.
with Sorix is kind of unstoppable.
Yeah, it's super scary.
Yeah, +2 Sorix that you really can't stop. It's like
except for like redirection. And only one team has that.
yeah, there's only one Togepi. So
Yes.
it is scary, but if you prep around the two main max options, I think it can be quite manageable.
Yeah.
And also I kind of gave I like Cosmog, but I gave it low because Cosmog is Cosmog.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
Yeah, the C tiers are, I think, more of a burden to this team than
very true.
Helpful.
And in a multi-battle draft, you really don't want like C tiers that are a burden.
Yeah, like you have to bring so many mons, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to just be using all your SA and Bs.
Yep.
If you draft C tiers, it's better to have some kind of either supporting roles or some kind of niche things. These are a bit like kind of burden. Yeah.
Okay. Catch me.
I think Scorpio as a C tier is quite strong, but I do agree that the rest of the tiers can be a bit where you get less. It's just there to be adorable, and it's doing an amazing job, sweetie. Keep it up. But I will say, the main 3 core is just absolutely terrifying. If you don't have like some kind of strategy to stop that, it can just snowball and snowball. And Tyrant is respectable for a reason. It was the leader of the kill death scoreboard last season.
Yeah.
And
40 kills. It's crazy.
It has an absolute reason to be up there. It's terrifying. It gets good coverage for its typing, and it can just, if you're not prepared for that, it can sweep. But it does have a notable steel weakness that it shares with Swirlix. So if you have a strong steel type, maybe that can disrupt that a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do quite like the B tiers as well. Asper, personal favorite of mine, did really well in the finals area. Amazing. I think it's quite versatile. It's got quite a nice move pool, and it can be quite tricky. It can go physical if there's like a swagger user or something, or if you activate the weakness policy just to boost the sense of your teammates. But it's also got a nice speed tier, 68. Outspeeds quite a lot of the base 65 fake outers, so you can have the priority to fake out there. And obviously the stuff with Joltik has been mentioned already, but Shallows, really nice storm drain ability, even though there's not too many like striking water weaknesses on that team that it would storm drain away. It's still useful to have because water is quite a common type for just doing damage, so it takes away that ability as well. So I think it's quite solid top half, maybe a little weaker in the bottom half like got mentioned, but it's definitely a team you have to respect.
Yeah, I agree. I actually wanted Shellos on my team. It's such a nice Pokemon.
Yeah, good pick.
We got sniped off so many water types.
So for this team, just bring Max Steel Spike.
Yeah, pretty much. Bring Max Steel Spike. Time to bring that Iron Tail Sandile.
Iron Tail Sandile.
Oh right, and then
wait, Sandile dies to Swirlix though.
Do you guys intentionally draft like Sandile. Like this is their team's mascot, but then you took it in
Yeah.
round one. Sad.
We'll
How can you
sweep
do
them
that?
with their own mascot.
So they took revenge. They took revenge for picking the Shellos.
Yes. Yeah. That's great. Wonder if this team actually wanted Sandile or not. Would be
Yeah.
interested to know. Riddle
I-
Tart or someone
Riddle
else,
Tart's
please
in
answer.
chat, yeah. Riddle Tart said people aren't ready for Cosmo.
Yeah, Fabulous. Your partner was also stolen by
Teleport is the best move.
that devious Phantom team. They sniped so
Yeah.
many picks.
The Phantoms, man. They snipe so many things.
Yes.
Okay, so good
Um,
luck to the Socks and Sandiles. I know
Yeah.
these people. I don't know Riddle Tart much, but I know Wendell and Shark that have been doing very well in some DPEC tours, right? Back in the day.
Yeah.
Last year.
And Riddle Tart was also a very successful player last season. They actually faced ShinyCaterpie in the finals of the Quirky division, so they are definitely a respected player.
Oh,
They
so
beat me in the
s-
first round.
Oh, all
Wow.
right. No, it wasn't
Yeah.
finals. All right.
No,
you
no,
made
no,
Luke
we
in the
played-
finals.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
right.
played both in the first round and the finals. Sorry.
Oh, so okay, I see.
So Sandal was just a logo.
Okay.
It looks nice
I
with the
see.
sock. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good logo, good logo.
yeah, you're a very respected player, Riddle Tart. I think you're an amazing player. I'm looking forward to see your season. Should we go on to the next team? We only have 3 left now.
Nice. Let's go.
So next up is the Orange County Conkeldr. The only team drafting a double S tier draft. So they actually grabbed the combo of Drifloon and Grookey, and I think that's like the best possible double S tier draft. Wait, I'll switch over to draft order real quick. So they
Okay.
began the draft with Grookey, and after that picking up Mantike, a really good like tailwind setter. And then they picked up Drifloon and Snorant, enabling this Drifloon to both go like Unburden with Grass Seed and Unburden with Weakness Policy, which really enables this Pokemon. Then they went for Moona as a really solid Trick Room setter, together with Timber, an amazing Trick Room sweeper, which we didn't see like at all last season, so I'm really hyped for seeing it. And then they grabbed, why not an Azrael? I respect this choice. They have the option for Perish Trap, which is really cool. And then they got Whismer and Rockruff. So I think the combos on this team is really solid. The only weakness of it is that they'll always bring 4 C tiers into the match. What's your thoughts on this, Evan?
It's into team preview. But then then they will have to choose 2 of them to at least 2 of them to join the match. Yeah. So but that's the drawback of doing double S. And I think Flare makes a lot of sense. The Grookey and the Drifloon would be sort of the best double S you could ever draft. And how did Grookey go at 10th pick? Oh my gosh.
That's crazy, because last draft it went first in
For
all 3
all, right?
divisions.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah,
I
that would
don't
be
think anyone like counted on being able to pick Grookey, so no one actually like made the draft plan with it.
Yeah. And for me, in terms of synergy, I ranked it pretty low. This team has a
Yeah.
total of 9 types, if I'm not wrong.
Oh,
And
that's pretty
imagine
low.
that, right? Just total of 9 types for step coverage and repeat types even. So you have repeat flying, then you have repeat
Repeat psychic.
psychic and repeat normal. But then
Oh.
normal's not gonna make much impact in terms of
Yeah.
coverage.
True.
Yeah,
Very
but I
true.
think this team will really have to ride the back of Rookie and Drifloon, right? And
Yeah.
hopefully that just plays out well, cause otherwise a bit worried about how the team can give like that damage output, to kind of take control of the game. And
Yeah.
bearing in mind that you are fighting a 6v6, so
Yeah,
some
very
of
true.
these mons will have to carry themselves really well. And one last thing is there's no electric resist, right? And then the
Yeah, that's really
Mentite and
scary.
the Drifloon have to really fend for themselves. Oh my gosh! And then the first 3 mons are all weak to ice. But then again,
Yeah,
there
that's
aren't a lot.
really scary.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of ice types.
Yeah.
So, this team, like, there are teams where you draft the team and then it hard carries you. This is an
Yeah.
example of a team where the coaches or like the teammates hard carry the team and come up with very creative ways to try and win games. In regular season, it's only best of 1. If you can cheese your way out, if you can just take 3 KOs really quickly and force a 2v1, for example, then that can be you definitely win the game, right? So this can be a team where creativity really comes in handy, because a lot of these C tiers you never ever see them uh, in anywhere. You never see them do work. And what if you surprise your opponents with a Dynamax Snorunt or Dynamax Whismer and then win the game? Then that's really respectable. So very curious to see how this plays out. I've never really seen a team with majority of C tiers put in work yet, and hopefully this works. Yeah, this will work out for the Conch Elders. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
this will be a very interesting draft.
Yeah, nice logo by the way. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, this team is hard carried by cuteness, because all of them come from C tier.
Yeah. A lot of C tiers are very cute.
Okay, Setsu, what do you think? Cause your score is actually not that bad.
Then I don't think it's as cute. I don't think Timber is cute. So
Yeah.
yeah, like I like the double S tier. I myself is a very top heavy drafter, so
Yeah.
I like it a lot. And I think Drifloon and Grookey can definitely like hard carry through games. Like the combo is very nice with like Snorunt it has like you call it Ice Shard, right? And
Yep.
does Rockcraft get Excel Rock?
Nope.
No, that sucks then. And again, I like Shadow Tag. Like Shadow Tag with Mantike, that can do stuff.
Yeah. Or like
Yeah,
Shadow Attack Grookey is really
yeah,
scary as well.
Shadow Tag Grookey, the thing just I can see nightmares.
Yeah.
And the endgame Azurill with again, I like Parasong. Parasong is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I
me
love to
too.
see it. And overall, like good C tiers. Like I have used Whismer. It's not that good, but it can do some damage.
Yep.
It's an okay damage dealer with Step Hyper Voice. And I don't think they have what you call that beat up. There's no beat up, right?
No, I don't think so.
Snorunt? The Snorunt
Maybe Snorunt?
Wait,
That is possible.
no, it doesn't.
Okay.
So, yeah. Timber is very good under Trick Room. It's like super strong, especially like I don't think much in the meta can threaten a Trick Room from Luna. Luna is really bulky.
Yeah.
So without fake out and stuff, it will get up Trick Room, and Timber will get its guts boost from the Flame Orb, and next turn you will see a big Timber.
Yeah.
It can be scary.
It does have some really fun combos still.
Yeah.
Even though they have the mostly C tiers, so that'll be very scary, of course.
Yeah, I like the mostly supportive C tier cast.
Yeah.
Like the S, A, and B are like the main max options. I really like that. Yeah. So
I think we're seeing the top 6 Pokemon in the draft order every week, honestly.
Yeah, most likely. Maybe why not? I don't know.
I don't know. Why not
does
is
why
pretty
not
cool
get?
though. Yeah, why not is cool.
How do you spell why not? Why not?
Why not? Why not draft it? Anyways,
yeah, it's kind of cool.
yeah. Caterpie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely a really good S tier combo pick, as was mentioned. You have the option of activating the Unburden with the Grassy Seed, with the Grassy Terrain, or you can proc it with an Ice Shard from Snorunt and get the Weakness Policy off. And that alone is scary. If you don't have something that can manage it, you can end up having your team get swept quite quickly. And of course, you have the Tyrant, not the Tyrant, sorry, the Why Not. The Why Not that can be brought in to kind of pin down Pokemon while you have like your +2 Drifloon in. They can't switch around, you can just pick them off as you please. I think that's kind of a scary combination. I do think some of the C tiers are a little bit weaker. Whismur doesn't stand out to me too much. I know Azurill can be really interesting with the Parish Song for sure if you can get the right position. Yeah. It's some pretty strong Pokemon there. Muna, you've mentioned the Trick Room, and Moody on Snorunt can always be really interesting. Just to see what stats it can get, and maybe it can get good attack boosts. Go from there. I think it's really interesting. Like you guys said, it can get really creative to get those wins, and scary Pokemon up top.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah, here's a fun fact. This team, right, actually has the highest average HP stat, mainly because of Drifloon.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Drifloon, and why not?
At 64, and then the next highest is actually 56. But and can you imagine with all the C tiers, they were still able to get a high average HP stat, but the attack and the special attack are really low at 45 and 43. So I said, I think this team really needs to get creative to try and, I wouldn't say cheese wins, to try and strategically get wins, because Drifloon by itself has good damage reduction. If you're able to store out max and try and win an end game in another way, in another what's it called, the, oh my gosh, I'm suddenly lost for words, the end game like scenario, right? Yeah, then that could be cool. So I'm very curious to see how this plays out for this team with all the C tiers.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to seeing this team in action.
For sure.
Yeah. Are we done?
I think so.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's go on to Team 11, Mavatato Villain Association. So simply the fact that this team has triple fake out is like really scary. I think the combination of Litten, Meow, Alolan, and Pichu is really cool. They have a Cutiefly as well. With the speed swaps, screens, and other good support options. Beldum for like Trick Room Bulldoze stuff, which they carried over with Yamask G. Wait, does Bulldoze count as contact? Because that would mean...
No, I don't think so.
Alright. Okay. Never mind then. But it's still a really nice combo, Beldum Yamask. We have Mariani, a really nice water type, but also Swablu, cancelling out the various weather effects, while also being able to go for some nice Airstreams or Perix songs. Wait, they have quadruple fake out? They have Tyrogue as well. They really just...
Yeah, they got fake out.
They took all the fake outers. All of them. Left nothing behind. So this team feels like it's going to pivot. They have two parting shot users as well, so they can just go like boom, like pivot a lot. The only weakness I see in this team is like the lack of offense, I would say. I don't see a lot of offense in this team. What do you think, Evan?
Yep, that's probably the only thing I wanted to say. So the lack of offense right off the bat, a lot of damage reduction, and might come down to a lot of stall.
Yeah.
Even with
They
Litten,
can probably get some timer wins.
yeah, I think Litten by itself can actually stall games quite well because it's always gonna like get out of there, and then it does seem that the team has like double. No, I mean like kind of good switch-ins from Litten's weaknesses. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
in terms of type synergy, I thought it was average. And yeah, like there's just the damage output is quite questionable, and then you might want to come up with weakness policy strategies, and then that can be quite obvious when it comes to leads, especially when in a multi-battle you will know which Pokemon Dynamaxes on turn 1, so the strategies can get quite obvious when it comes down to it. Then I'll be curious to see the Cutifly put in work, because Cutifly was really valued last time as a C tier, but now as an A tier it can be quite expensive, and here we see the Cutifly putting in an impact on the team in terms of the money, and then towards the end I think like Lotet and wait, Lotet gets fake out.
Wait, what?
What?
Right?
No.
Oh, I thought Ludicolo.
No, does it?
No, it
I
doesn't.
don't think
No,
so.
no,
Wait, let me
that's
check.
only
How does
Ludicolo.
how does? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
that would be
thought,
wild if it did.
Yeah.
Doesn't even hands.
yeah. So Lotet
Yeah,
and
no fake
Tyro.
out. Okay, great. Oh, pure.
Lotet.
No fake out.
Oh,
Yeah. So Lotet,
Okay.
Tyro, and Yamask are a bit like tough to use. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
we I think Blair didn't really respect the Tyro, because we all don't respect Tyro. And like
Yeah.
don't really remember that it's a available fake out mon. Yeah, I also don't see how, like maybe Tyro can bullet punch Cutifly's weakness policy, and that could be cool. Yeah. But like I said, this team really needs the weakness policy and some kind of surprise strategy to
Yeah.
close out the
absolutely.
end game. Because at the beginning, maybe if you can parting shot or do some form of damage control, but the question is at what cost, because there can be a timer involved from the opponent, and this team might kind of struggle to take important KOs, especially in a scenario when it's 6v6. Yeah, but I'm just curious, like hopefully this double cap strategy can work out, and yeah, it goes good luck to them in the season, and we'll get to see how they pilot the team. Okay, Setsu, your score is very, very low. Pass on to you.
Yeah, mainly because like I don't see any damage coming out of this team.
The damage is low.
Yeah, I see a lot of like support and damage reduction, but at the end, Pokemon is a game where you have to KO opponents.
Yeah.
So especially with a is it 20-minute timer? Yeah.
Yeah.
With only a 20-minute timer, and the opponent can take a few KOs, well, I don't see this team really can fight back. Like there's nothing much. Maybe Lotad can do some damage.
Nope.
Nope.
It has like
Oh.
no attack.
Rip.
Wait, let me check.
Wait, does it?
It has 30 in attack and 40 in special attack, so almost no offense.
Okay, that sucks even a bit more.
Yeah.
So
Oh
maybe
my
like
God.
Evan said, Max Cutifly or maybe Max Litten.
Yeah,
Litten
Max
has
Litten is actually pretty good though.
Okay
it has-
damage, but
It has Airstream.
wait, it has Airstream?
Yep, acrobatics.
That's
So
kind of cool.
and it has a lot of physical coverage as well, so it can go max.
It has quite a bit of coverage,
Yeah.
and quite a bit of damage, but also not that impressive. Like I don't see this team do much against like say bulky water that can also deal damage and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why I give
scary.
it like kind of low. I hope my average is only a 4. Oh god.
Yeah.
So that's my main issue.
Okay. Caterpie?
Yeah, I really feel that kind of low offensive pressure there. 'Cause there's a lot of isn't that attacker there? I mean, you could definitely kind of like wear a team down where you pivot a lot and kind of like disrupt them when they're not Dynamax. If you can stall out that Dynamax, I think you could definitely do a lot with that. But in terms of like getting KOs, I can see this team struggling a bit. But if they play smartly and maybe get it down to a Perish Song endgame, it could be interesting. But they're definitely going to have to be a smart and careful with that because there's a lot of like really strong offensive one that can just kind of tear through teams. But Marini is definitely an interesting one for
Absolutely.
this one. Regenerator, if you see more switching, the
no.
6v6 format, it's like no death, no dying today.
Yeah.
But maybe you could play for timer a bit. But
yeah, I think timer will be a viable way of winning for them. At least if they manage to pick up some early KOs with surprise Dynamax.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of like once they have the enemy Dynamax over, they kind of have like a little more room to move around because of the parting shot from 2 Pokemon. And they have
spam fake out.
Yeah, it gets foul play, so they can kind of take advantage of like really powerful physical threats that maybe set up. You can just foul play, and that gets stab as well. Yeah, I can see something happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, the word I was blanking out on was win condition. So this team also has some form of timer store win condition, but the thing is the team is generally so frail. So I'm not sure.
True.
Then from here I see that this team has the lowest average base stat total by a lot. So their average base stat total is 277. So this is an example of like drafting S, A, and B, like sort of using up all your points early, and then the C tiers end up to be quite tough to use.
Yeah.
Oh, but they didn't though. They went for Beldum. They honed in on Beldum.
Yeah.
So hopefully that works out well. I think it is definitely a possible Dynamax candidate. But it's really not as strong as Metagross. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no coverage at all.
Yeah, hopefully it just helps the team put in work. I know one team that the Beldum can do well against, the Hyran and the Sonic. But then again, they can do a lot more. So hopefully this like damage control strategy plays out together with that Swablu for some form of Perish Song or some further disruption. Yeah.
This team would have loved something like why not for the Shadow Tag.
Yeah, it trap them and like get them super horrible stats.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, trapping on this team would be so scary.
Oh yeah, a really fun thing you can do with trapping is you switch out one of your slots and then parting shot. Actually, no, you can't do it because it's multi-battle. Never mind.
Yeah, not multi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, that's my bad.
That's a classic Paris trap thing, but it's not here. Sadly.
Yep.
Wait, what are you saying?
Yeah, that does highlight the difference. Sorry.
You can parting shot your partner. Oh, what
no, but you can't get your
get out in your trap
because
Pokemon
it's only on one side. Yeah. Okay.
Ali switch.
It doesn't work to
just switch the Pokemon.
Time to mod the game.
Yeah. Okay, good luck you guys. Garden, I hopefully Garden's in chat. Yeah, so good luck to the MVA.
Yes.
Season.
Last team, Evan. You know what team it is? It's no pass the salt, please.
we struggled a lot in drafting because it was very difficult to manage the tiers well.
Yeah.
Okay, Flair,
So
let
you
us know
also
what you
went
think.
for what?
I said Flair, let us know what you think. Because I don't really want to
Yeah.
talk much.
So I really like the round 1 coughing pick. It's amazing. Coughing is so cool in this format. It really shuts down a whole lot of Pokemon. Like most of A and S tiers have they are very reliant on abilities. So using neutralizing gas will get you in a huge advantage. You have some really good A tiers, I believe, in Pumpkaboo, Honedge, and Larvesta, which should output a lot of pressure. You have some really good C tiers, I believe, in Stuffle and Amora. Gumi could still be decent, but it's not the best. You also stole a Squirtle from us, so I respect that. Squirtle is really cool with the really good supportive move pool, and then it gets Water Spout. So you have to guess if it's like a supportive set or a Water Spout set, which can KO so many Pokemon. Natu is a really cool Pokemon, I believe, as well. It's super fast, has both Trick Room, Imprison, not Tailwind, sadly, anymore. And then Stunky is a pretty cool Pokemon as well. I think I like this draft order. Picking up Pumpkaboo at the end is something we saw last draft as well. So that's pretty cool. Pumpkaboo having 4 different forms that you need to plan for is amazing. Yeah, that is what I have to say about the draft. Do you want to add any comments, Evan, or should we go on to Setsu?
I can talk about a little bit about our thought process in general, because we were at the last position, so we also felt the pressure from as same as you guys' team, Flair in position number 1, in that it's more important to pick up tools and the types to sort of cover the team than try and focus on combos that you see very common in DPEC. So all these mons don't make sense together every time when we drafted them. Like Coughing and Lavesta, then Coughing was Julian's idea, and we really wanted to stop abilities like Flare correctly identified. Then we just kept trying to find mons that didn't need their abilities. Then
that makes sense.
Yeah, so Lavesta and then Honedge, and to some extent Squirtle, Stunky as well. I didn't expect the Squirtle to be a snipe. Then we were struggling to find a water type. Then we thought, okay, let's just go with Squirtle since it has a lot of good coverage moves for support and also maybe for damage, Fake Out, Helping Hand, Life Dew,
Icy Wind,
Aqua Jet, Icy Wind, So I don't know, the Squirtle it was a very tough decision for us. I don't know whether which one did we almost time out? I think it was the Gumi one.
Gumi.
Right, and then Squirtle was
else.
almost a timeout as well because he was really struggling to find good mons. I kind of think that the Coughing was double-edged sword. Like the moment we drafted it, it limited our options quite a lot. Then so we're really curious to see whether this is gonna end up well or end up very poorly. Cause we really struggled. Like after we drafted Coughing and Lavesta, then we thought, there could be something better, like a better poison type, a better fire type, or a better bug type. Yeah. We wanted to draft Anorith. Then we thought, let's not try and repeat typings there. So the team really looks like I think Setsu knows my style. My mons are always underwhelming, like kind of a bunch of misfits. Then it comes down to kind of creativity to come up with surprises or try and make your team deal with anything that comes your way. I'm not
Yeah.
very sure like what I can do at the beginning, like what we can do right off the bat. So I think it really comes down to the journey and how we draft all these mons. I think Julian identified that there's one thing going for us is that we have the highest total base stat, which is 333, and then the second highest is 316. So that's a huge
Yeah.
jump. I think
Yep.
a
You
lot
have a
of
really high base too.
yeah, so quite a lot of the stats go into HP and defense,
Yeah.
and then not into speed. So we kind of have to worry about, be very aware of our speed control. Then I thought, then Pumpkaboo finally was Julian's idea. I thought it was so genius because it can be a good form of speed control in general.
Yeah.
Then,
Just
we
keep
also
in
have.
mind that 51 in speed is just for its
Oh, this is
normal
just a
form.
normal
It has
Pumpkaboo,
a
yeah,
bunch
it's not
of-
the small one yet.
Yeah.
Then we also have the highest defense stat, 61.
Cool.
And then the second
Nice.
highest is 55. But that doesn't really matter, yeah. Defense is
Yeah.
very small. The HP is the one that's kind of impressive. More impressive to talk about. Okay, I'll pass on to Setsu. I don't have any like combos that I can think up right on the spot.
Yeah.
They just kind
Never
of
have
exist.
too much
All-
combos.
Yeah, all these mons kind of exist. Then like we'll have to try our best to come up
It's
with
very
good
hard to
surprises.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully they are as versatile as we imagine them to be. Cause
Yeah.
I'm just not entirely sure how well this draft will go. To be honest. Okay.
So yeah.
Setsu.
Yeah, so I remember Brad was using coughing last season, right? In
Yeah.
her own draft. Like I think she did pretty well, kind of.
Yeah. She did.
Yeah, she did kind of very well with coughing. And I like the draft a lot. It's very like balanced kind of feeling.
Yep.
You know,
Definitely.
like basically every mon is like a stat bot. The stat is
Yeah.
very high. Doesn't really need the ability, so coughing can come in and do things.
Yeah.
I think overall it's a very solid draft. Not many combos, as Evan said,
Yeah.
because you already have coughing. Coughing is one very obstructive mode to have,
Yep.
especially against like all the higher tiers, since most of the higher tiers rely on abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. Has like one fake out, which is okay.
Yeah.
Squirtle is nice. Yeah, overall, it's okay. Nothing much to say about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Mhm.
Well done.
Yeah, I'm curious to
Catch me.
hear what Caterpie has to say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really good draft, I think. It's got like a really good set of just on, and I like that you went for the C rank really quickly after your A ranks. I think Stuffle can be a very unique and powerful C rank, so I think that's a very good value pick.
Yeah.
I think it gets like Bulldoze and Brutal Swing if you want to proc Palsy with the Hone Edge.
Ooh, that's
And
cool.
if you want to like not use that strategy for Pumpkaboo, because I know it can get Shadow Sneak to proc it, but you might
Yeah.
want to do that with one of your lower picks. And just, I know it's one of those teams where it's like, I really enjoy quite a lot of these Pokemon, and I think they can combine well together just off the top of like good strategy and good kind
Yeah.
of like movements. Like Natu, I was really excited when you picked Natu because I'd been eyeing it up, but our plan had a lot of Psychic types, so I couldn't do that. But it's still, you've got the Airstream really fast. It can Trick Room, which might be a weird choice, but it's an option there, and
Yeah.
it has like a lot of like tricky moves as well. So, good offensive pressure, coughing to disrupt, just a lot of generally cool Pokemon. So I'm excited to see what happens here for sure.
Agreed. This team looks really solid and really fun to use.
Props to my teammates, Julian and Brett, because I didn't really make a lot of these choices. I just thought, okay, like they gave me a lot of we all threw out a lot of options. Then I thought, okay, this is nice. is cool because I don't really know
Yeah.
the D-pad metagame a lot. I didn't even know the Stuffle gets the brutal swing thing. So it's cool.
That's really cool.
Then I have one last thing to say, which is we have total of 15 types. But we don't have
That's
the
really
important.
good.
But we don't have the most important types of the game. Fairy,
Fairy?
electric, and ground. So we need to come
Oh
up with
my god, that's really
right, that's
interesting.
crazy, right? So we need to come up with creative ways to get those type coverage. Because we
Yeah.
don't have step, yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm really curious to see how we can pilot it.
Yeah.
It looks very much like a Evan team.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
I
more,
can see
but the
your
thing is,
playstyle in this,
there are
even
so
though you
many.
didn't like.
Yeah,
do
it's so curious
the-
to know that there are so many mons that came from Flare. Not a lot, but some mons that came from Brad and
Yeah.
Julian's past season 1 teams.
Yeah.
I don't
that's
remember
really
what
fun.
they are, but there were some repeats. Oh, Honage was from Julian.
Yeah, and
and-
Larvest as well.
yeah. So that's cool. I don't know. Then this
Yeah, that's
means
really
that
cool.
they have good experience with the mons. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Julian saying win, yeah. That's our
Yeah.
only plan. We didn't have much.
Yeah,
plan.
that sounds like a great plan.
I think this team doesn't have much cheese options. It's more like
Yeah, very
how
true.
you pilot it, and yeah, very skill based team.
Yeah, it's a very skill-based draft.
Oh man, that's kind of scary to think about. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, do we feel finished with this team? Because
So-
that means we would be finished with all teams. Should we look
Oh.
at the leaderboard?
Let's check it.
Evan, please switch.
I switched it, right? It's on screen.
Oh yes. Sorry.
Nice.
okay.
Oh,
In
I didn't know this was a leaderboard. I was
Yeah, it
still looking
is.
for number 1. Yeah.
So first we have Drift Whale Danger Noodles. Then we have the Musketeers.
Wow, the Togepi. You can talk about the mons, right? Wow, like what a good format. Putting the
Yeah, we so
score.
first we have the total score. Then we have the individual coach of each rater, and then we have the free Pokemon. I think are very important to plan for in against this team. Mostly like the high tiers, but there's also some like low tier Pokemon which are very important, I think. So first we have Driftwhale, Danger Noodles with Togepi, Anorith, and Abra. The Musketeers with Spritzy, Fletchling, Cufant. Littens with Growlithe, Cubone, and Lilip. Here we have the Socks and Sandals with that trio of Pokemon, so scary. We have the Coughing, the Pumpkaboo, and the Honedge. Then we have. Can you scroll a bit more to the right, please? Okay, yes. Then we have the Orange County Conkeldurr, which is also a very scary team. And
Wow,
now
even
on
if
the
even if the double S is still got a pretty high score.
yeah, they're still in the upper half.
So a lot of respect were put.
So
the
if we
rookie and-
check below, on the row below, kinda.
Hang on, let
Um,
me. Oops. Okay. Oop. Okay, there it is. So this is number 7, right?
Yeah. So number 7, we have my team, Spill With It. And right
Oh wait,
after
no,
we've only...
sorry. Number 7
Oh,
is this.
whoops. Oh, Liparts. Okay. So here I actually picked Bidoof for like one of the important Pokemon to plan for. I think Bidoof is really important because of both Sleep Powder and Cotton Spore, providing a lot of like important tools. So bringing a Grass type and safety goggles against this team is very important. Then we have my team with Sandal, Magby, and Morlul. Morlul in a similar position with the Spore, really scary. Then Dungeons and Dinos only 0.03 points after us. with the Salandit, Purloin, and Remoraid. Lake Trio with the combo of Relish and Ferroseed, and then the Helioptile. For Mavtatu, I think it's very important to like plan for their main like pivots and supportive tools, since you don't really know what they will pick for offensive tools. I just think it's very important to check like the supportive pieces and like kick the legs under them to remove the base, kinda. And in last place we have the Phantoms with the Skyreef trio of Scorbunny, Skrelp, and Solosis.
Oh, I think this team dropped because they are not that cute. But that's about it, because they actually are quite strong.
Yeah, you have to remember, cuteness plays a huge part in this.
Yeah, and at this point, yeah, I think we could have mentioned earlier, but to anyone listening, I think all of us kind of know each other in the DPDL community. These power rankings don't dictate how your season's gonna go. These are just opinions from 4 of us, just the 4 of us.
Yeah.
And trying to put on a good show to talk about these drafts that all of you come up with. So I hope that all of you are happy with your drafts, right? And if you're not happy, there's always room to do trades. But
absolutely, trades are always an option.
Like a very important part of the draft league experience is your whole team, all 2 or 3 of you, really enjoying the mons that you drafted all throughout the season.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so important.
Setsu and Caterpie, any closing thoughts with these? Like, was this the leaderboard thing?
Closing thought. I don't know. I really like everyone's logos. Especially
they're
those
amazing.
The paint drawing. I love those.
We need to do a logo tier list.
Yeah, logo tier list.
I'll upload one later tonight.
I love
so everyone can go and do their own tier list of all of the logos.
Yeah.
Caterpie, any thoughts for being the number 1 team? The team everybody has to look out for? You have a big target on your back now.
Okay, to be fair, I will say I think some of these scores might be offset by the cuteness.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, don't take, like, having a low score to mean your team's bad. The cuteness probably affected things more than you'd think, but also, these are just funny numbers. They don't hold much weight. It's about how you play, and how you play together with your teammates, too, so.
Well said.
Yeah.
Like, the first and the last is only, like, 1 point something across, so it's not too serious, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, my internet went out for a second there.
Nothing wrong. Nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing.
I just want to say, then it's so nice. Thanks to Flair for all these slides. Very nice to see everybody's teams here, with all their like sort of notable mons.
Yeah. So I just want to note that tomorrow, I don't know if you have actually checked the schedule of the league. It's a separate channel, but tomorrow, the week of exhibition matches will start. We will give everyone a matchup which they can play in. This is for like testing out multi-battles. They will not be like included in your rating, but I really hope you will play this battle, because it's really fun getting like the understanding of the format before you play in the regular season. So
test out your internets.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's a big part of multi-battle.
Yeah, let's get accustomed to the way of connecting and such. And this is also like, if you misunderstood the rules, this is a great option to like try and correcting those thoughts or whatever.
Yeah.
That is all I have to say.
Yeah,
Have fun, everyone. Multi-battle
yeah, have
is
fun with your teammates.
Let's go.
and your team.
it's a whole new ball
Yeah,
game.
well,
But
this will be
it's
super fun.
yeah. You guys watch the Queen's Gambit? Like at the last episode, there's that Russian people, and then they have their own like Russian guys discussing, right? Talking about strategies. Oh, cause they stop on that one turn, and then the Russian guys are like, oh, strategizing. Oh, if she does this, you have to do this. Then the main character, oh my god, I suddenly forgot her name. Anya Taylor-Joy, right? Then her character also discuss with all the US people, right? And then they come up with strategies also. If the Russian people do this, then what should we do? This is very similar.
Yeah.
Like you have three people pitting like your skills against another three brains, and always remember to manage your time well. I think that's the one best tip I have for you guys. Going
Yeah.
off a season of multi-battle just last year. We managed to win, but we won cause in our finals match our opponent made a very huge misclick. And the timer was there, like the 3 minutes popped up and then like there was some stress involved. So the only tip I have is to really remember to get a good communication going, make full use of that exhibition week, and really manage your time well when the game starts. Yeah. With the three of you.
I agree.
Yeah. Well,
So, any final thoughts? Or are we done with this stream?
Kinda done?
Yeah, I think so as well.
Setsu, any tips? Any tips?
Any tips?
Yeah.
Don't run out of time.
Don't max early. Don't max early. I don't know.
Communication takes time. Don't
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
for sure.
By the way, I
don't let
recommend
talking
voice
get in your
chat.
way.
Voice chat.
Yes, voice chat.
Voice
Always
chat
use
is-
voice chat. And
Yeah,
don't
something like
talk in
what we
your
are doing
moves
now.
too early.
Oh, that's true. How about you, Caterpie? Do you have any like thoughts about multi-battle? Have you played it before?
I had one match recently, in fact. Wink, wink. Against you guys.
Oh,
That's my
what?
first
That's
benchmark.
all.
Alright!
Well, you guys won.
Okay, I will say, big tip: never give up. You never know when your
Yeah.
opponent might kind of slip up themselves
Yeah.
or get too confident.
Well said.
Play it out unless you've got information you don't want to reveal. But then it's best of one, so go all out. Never give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, Flare. Close us
Yeah.
off. What else?
Well,
That's alright, yeah.
good luck, everyone.
Thanks
Yes,
for
good luck.
joining us today.
Yeah. This
Every
was
time
really
we do
fun
power
and-
rankings, it goes more than like 2 hours. This is 2
Yeah.
hours 30.
Oh, it's so much.
But it was
did
very
not
chill,
expect
though.
that.
Yeah, me
I did
neither.
not expect this.
I was like, oh, there's less teams this time around.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Less teams, more
Okay.
mouths.
Yeah.
Actually, I think hopefully I think I might like cut us off here to pass
Yeah.
Flare the VOD.
Yeah.
For you to
That,
hear.
that, that sounds good.
Yeah, you guys were awesome. That was a good power rankings. Like,
Yeah, that was
didn't really-
that was so much fun.
That was
Yeah.
nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Was it? You did a good job.
Thank you.
Like it's
Brings
important
back
for
memories.
like I think for Caterpie it was like kind of a task to round the discussion off because we started like 3 of us and then followed by you and you did a very good job.
Yeah.
One thing I want to apologize for is sometimes talking over you guys because I think I
No
accidentally
worries.
went to like I talk and talk and talk and then you'd say something I wouldn't stop in time and stuff like
No
that. but-
worries.
Yeah.
That's fine. I did the same, honestly. And I was interrupting all of the time.
Nah, we're all chill. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah. That was fun though. Thanks for having me. I
Yeah,
got
it was
really
really
hyped
fun.
for
Yeah.
the chance to do this because I've always
Yeah.
wanted to do something like this. So
It's super fun. Well, I need to go. I need to eat some dinner now.
Oh yeah, exactly the same thing. I haven't had anything
It's
yet.
9 o'clock already, so
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
for breakfast.
I'm only
I
an hour
shall-
behind, so.
time for breakfast.
Yeah. So
Yes, it's like
finally,
4 a.m.
to everyone who is still in chat, really good luck for your season, and remember
Yeah.
to work together as a team.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave the call from you guys. Have a good day.
Yeah,
and
me too.
to
Bye-bye,
Setsu,
everyone.
good night.
Hey.